Thank you for having all of that.
Maybe that'll
Can you
provide the
fix
anecdote
the
here.
one that's looking at the Brandons, the B squared on the right side, not the
B squared.
not the lone wolf Brandon on the other side?
Why didn't you put all the
crooked
Brandons over
and
there?
to the far side. Oh, that's so
I can go
Jerry
sit
can
over there if you don't like
leave
it.
No, I don't care about you
Alright.
being right here. I'm just curious as to
Alright.
why.
Dude, Brandon, this Brandon, scoot over a little bit.
You think all the
He looked right at you.
all the Brandon should be separated into
Just a
one
little bit,
area? Is
It'll,
what you're
it'll
saying?
fix everything.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Brandon
No,
Gation.
it's fine.
the Brandons.
I'm trying to get. This is all. I unmuted the mic. Everybody's hearing all this.
Oh, no. You know what Brandon is?
It's all over. It's all over.
Oh, you're concerned that when somebody is sitting here that the camera might not see them if you turn it? Because how often does that happen?
Sorry, Jerry. I didn't say it. I'm sending the clip though.
All right, so last that we had left off. Holy shit, yeah. Got a lot of stuff here. So you
Go through
guys
it
essentially returned to Skalavik after leaving Gatland. You had traveled quite a bit, a few days essentially. You got your horse, the wagon, all of that stuff back to bring with you in your return. Upon returning to Skalavik, you guys were met by Seafram at the gate, who is one of the basically kind of like Thane, like warriors of your tribe. He's kind of like the right-hand man to the right-hand man of the Jarl, essentially. He's like Gimdall apprentice in a way. When you guys returned, he basically was just kind of giving you this very quick rundown of what was going on, essentially. Feldby had been attacked and basically just laid to waste. They were scouting. Essentially, there was the ruins that you guys initially went to, that you had kind of scouted and seen the camp that was set there, the leader, Magni, that you had seen that was also there, the ritual that had taken place, the large force that was kind of amassing there. They were scouting that and then eventually started to see what appeared to be a lot like of movement, like large groups of people moving from that, kind of going south down toward Feldby. Seafram, along with a couple of other people, had started to kind of piece together what was happening as they found this sort of in-between camp, essentially, that was between where those ruins were and where Feldby was. Tracking their movements and finding everything, they were seeing a lot of shipments also of crates and stuff coming from the north. They couldn't really make out a ton of what they were, but they could tell from a distance that it was like weapons and armor. Piecing that together, you guys could see from wherever that blacksmith in the Grimlock was, and all of the materials that were being mined and forged and made, like weapons essentially, had been shipped from there down to where this camp was, this kind of in-between camp that was out in this field that has been explained to you. You haven't put eyes or anything on it yet, but from what your information has told you, is basically they had left the ruins and started amassing this large camp inside of an open field that was between those ruins and Feldby, and that force was kind of gathering, getting ready to do something, and in doing like their scouting and seeing this, Seafram had met back up with Zalfjorn, who was supposed to be going to Feldby in order to get some help from them, essentially, but instead just ended up warning them that a large force was coming their way to attack them, of which they are not prepared for one bit, so leaving there, as hard as it may be, to go and find sanctuary in Skalavik in order to just kind of amass more force and take out the Helfgar was more of the plan. So you noticed this upon getting back home, that there were tons of new faces, some that you recognized from Feldby, but nonetheless, between the nomads, the green fangs that are here, whatever sort of maybe trade that is still going on to where people from all over are still navigating here. A vast majority of who has ended up here, though, have been the nomads that have been getting their small camps attacked and all of their caravans getting attacked. Everything and everybody just seems to be feeling the threat of the Hjelfgar, and you guys are building up to kind of try and put that to an end, essentially. Arriving back, almost immediately upon your arrival, like I said, you were greeted by Seafram, and then after that, Thexan and Arkin ran up to your guys' group, kind of frantically running up to Lyra, explaining to her, essentially, let me see what I have, exactly what the words were. Basically them telling you, Kaimane told us to get you right away, and then they said that it was about Dias, as they ran up to you, kind of sprinting. So you left where everybody was standing at the gate and started heading back over to your tent, which we will get to in a second and get through all that. A good majority of you, I believe it was just the four, would have been Sigrid, Steiner, Kane, and Boktash went to the long hall, while Brodier went basically back to the farm to rest. You guys going there and giving details of what was going on, it started to come together very quickly. When you arrived into the long hall, there was a lot of debating, statements being made, people kind of crying out in disappointment, anger, people being upset. You could definitely tell that a lot of people from Felby who essentially lost their home were opinionated about it, and the Jarl just kind of let them kind of speak their piece before kind of shutting it down. And then you guys talking with him, he had taken you to the back kind of chamber behind the throne, where you could see that there were a small table to the side with some maps, small crude maps drawn out upon it, as well as like his small kind of chambers where he has a lot of things kept. Specifically looking at the maps, he started to discuss with you guys a battle plan, essentially, of what to do next. And it was decided essentially to flank this camp that they have in this kind of in-between and try to hit them and cut off some of their supplies, dwindle down on their forces, and hit them by surprise, essentially. This conversation that you had was between just the five of you before Gimdall had kind of made his way in and put his 2 cents, but the five of you were the only ones who really had any know-how of the conversation itself. So you guys were a part of this planning, essentially, to decide that Gatland was going to take some of its forces and go to this northern side, essentially. I do have a smaller map here. So basically, this camp is somewhere in this region here. This X that's marked here is where those ruins were, kind of northeast of where you guys were across the river. And this camp is essentially somewhere within this range. Like from here to here, not exactly sure pinpoint-wise where. But your guys' plan was to have Gatland come through here, through these kind of roving hills to the far northern edge of this forest, maybe a little further. Maybe being about a day or so away from the camp for them to make their move when told so. And you guys right now don't have a set plan in place, but the original one was to cross the river and get a day away from the camp, just opposite of the Rockbeards, so that you guys can make some sort of calculated attack onto the camp in the middle, flanking it from both sides. As of right now, you don't have a ton of information on the camp itself. You don't have a ton of information in regards to how many. You were just told that probably in the hundreds or so. Whether that be 800 or a little bit more, a little bit less, just from the count that they kind of tried to have. So you do know that there's going to be some work and things happening in these next couple of days that go quickly. But what prompted all of this to happen within 2 days is within the long hall of Skalaheim, Brodier, Sigrid, Steiner, and Kane all kind of eating within the long hall itself. Late on the second day of your return, a bunch of figures had made their way into the actual long hall, and Kane and Sigrid both kind of clocking what they were doing. Could see these people amassing by the doors very quickly and then starting to barricade them, and in that moment Kane had kind of dropped back, blowing the horn, the signaling kind of warning horn, as everybody in this chaos and combat kind of ensued. The Jarl himself jumping into the fray. You guys were able to kill the 13 or so people that were within the long hall that had ambushed, as well as the individuals that were on the outside dealing with any of the attacks that were there, of which at this point you're not sure of what exactly happened outside. But for the time being, before we start to get into that part of it, we'll go to Lyra. Actually, we'll do Voktesh first. Because Voktesh, you had something that we have to get through. Probably be.
Yeah, I had to roll what, a con save?
Yeah.
What the?
You're dead.
I rolled a
I think it was like a
21.
20
Good.
something. 22 above 20, right? I believe it was like 20.
You wanted low on this one.
Yep.
21.
You were gonna get a superpower, but you resisted it.
It sucks.
Or I get the superpower and have full understanding of it.
Whoa.
It's not been tell
That'd
me.
be
Imagine what
better.
that's like, having full control of your superpowers.
This is always fucking laid back on me, dude.
It's just part of being 38 and bald, you know?
Damn!
You're bald and 38?
I guess.
That's crazy. I don't know what
One
you
of
think.
those is true.
Oh, okay. You're 38
I
then.
won't tell you which one.
You look pretty cool, Brandon.
That is not me.
Is that you?
Oh, it's also not me.
Is that you?
These are a little too.
Dude, he's breathing.
I don't like
You're like-
these. Pulsating. I didn't like that.
Trust.
I like this one. It doesn't move.
I'm
Where is
feeling
that
the
you?
new Dawn D&D TTRPG music. 1 hour.
You're not.
Looks like he has an elf ear.
You only think you're feeling that way.
Alright, so, so we can get through these things. The first day of your guys' return back, after you, so, Voktesh, you did take place, the conversation that took place within the long hall with the Jarl in regards to making this battle plan. So you kind of have it in the back of your mind that even though you just got home, you're probably already going to get ready and leave again. But I'd say that you're more than happy and prepared to, just because of dealing with these Hjalfgar for half of a year, basically, at this point now, from when, you know, winter had come and gone and passed and spring and summer and everything, and you guys navigating, trying to fight them and this and that. So it's definitely been long overdue for you guys to, and you kind of taking the first initiative almost to do that initial scouting of like trying to go on the offensive. So your mind's kind of in that place of being able to be ready. So when you get back to the house, you're kind of checking on things quick, getting ready to be ready to just go again if you have to, and you know that things will be taken care of here, as always. After you have returned home on that night, after speaking with the Jarl, you start heading back to your house. The chill of the air is crisp outside. You can see your breath rolling from your mouth. As you approach your house, that is kind of outside of, or in front of where all of the stables and everything in the back are. It's late at night. You can hear basically nothing. You do see, however, Ralph kind of like walking around in the back, so you do know that like somebody's at least back there watching or something.
Yeah.
And as you are like approaching your house, you can see Ralph starts like running up towards you, basically, goes to like jump up and is just kind of like excitedly like jumping in front of you. Doesn't appear to be like trying to jump on you. He's just kind of like showing you like, hey, like I'm here.
Yeah.
Like kind of looking very quickly, maybe pet greet him, and then he trails back off to the back of the house. You can feel the fatigue of your journey. You can feel like the ache kind of throughout your body from essentially resting on the ground for, you know, a
Like
week or
a week,
more,
yeah.
you know, 2 weeks almost. So when you get towards your house, though, you can see that it is dark. You know, there's nothing, no light or anything coming from it. You get inside and it's cold. Everything seems untouched from when you left. You can feel like the chill of winter clinging to the walls. You can feel it on the floor, almost like where your boot's on the ground, and you can just feel the radiating cold from it. Like the stone and the wood and everything just has this cold to it. Again, you can still see the fog of your breath even while you're inside. You look over toward the fireplace that's kind of seated over to the back, and it is cold, no light embers or anything in it, but you're able to easily walk over and begin starting a fire to start to warm your house for a little while or whatever. As you are getting ready to rest, you can, like I said, just like looking around, everything seems untouched, so nothing needs to get cleaned or done or anything, but you more or less just take the time to be kind of in the presence of your house for a little while. Is there anything upon returning that you would do inside of the house or outside?
This is like the first day we got back.
Mm-hmm.
I would say probably
Very
nothing,
first night.
nothing crazy. Just kind of go over, you know, if I was like messing with any sort of like milk, cheese stuff, make sure that check on that. Just kind of like peer around, make sure all the animals look good. Nothing seems out of the ordinary outside. Inside the house, same kind of thing. Like you said, nothing seems untouched. So I'd kind of just assume like, oh, it's no big deal.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'd probably just do a little bit of time of meditation because I've been busy for like a week and not a lot of time for grounding. So.
Right. Yep. Okay, so as you are within your house, the entire like next day, essentially. So this is the second day of being back. The night that the ambush within the long haul takes place, you find yourself at the like stables and everything, kind of peering around, looking at how things are. In the back, you can see Jarl is putting down some like fresh bedding near the stalls. You can see a couple of stalls have more new cows in them, as you were planning on there being anyhow. All the horses, all the sheep, pigs, everything are laying down beside each other. You can see these heavy canvas kind of like furs that are draped over the entrances of the, like where the, it's essentially like the awning that's there. It's like they're like tacked up and then dragged over to where like the gate kind of is, and then tacked down again. So it has this like almost like snow blanket insulation type deal. It's all the animals seem fine. Everything seems warm, resting. There's no like little fires lit near it because of all of the super flammable material.
Yeah.
And most of them are, they're animals. They have to be used to this anyhow. So the fresh bedding and everything that's there keeps them warm enough, and they eat as needed. But they are taken care of, and you can kind of see that as you're looking out. Seeing that that's handled, you direct your attention toward other projects and things that you had. I'd say there's probably like a smaller shelf or bookshelf over to the side that has several maybe like cheesecloths or like cultured milk that's starting to form into like butter that you're putting into these like kind of heavier rags that are permeating through a little bit. You can smell a little bit in the air like that, just like almost molded kind of cheese scent that's like in the back, to where like you know that it's something is forming and you're kind of working and have been playing with these things as it is anyways. You have like a small spot over to the side where you do have several things of just like milk that have just been basically in the cold here. Some of them spoiling a little bit, some of them whatever, but it's just more or less for you to play with, to where like essentially you're gonna have milk and cheese and stuff and butter in no time, because you just have all of this and you've been working on it.
Finally.
The second day, you basically find yourself here doing that, messing with that, and as you said, meditating. You find yourself at night resting. You can feel yourself kind of slip into a state of deep sleep as you focus on meditating. It's much different than just normal rest or relaxation or whatever it may be. And there's this kind of pull that you can feel. It's almost like this kind of sixth sense in a way, where like there's just like something that like tingles at the back of your neck, calling to you, and calling you to this place that you have been now a few times before. A strange place that you have learned that you have this connection to, and learned of your connection over the last couple of years, that has kind of built up to be what it is to this point. And you've learned of it to be this sort of in-between plane, essentially, of Asgard and Midgard. And it has been explained to you by Seer Ko a couple of times, and you have a very, very elementary understanding of how it is and what it is and how it works. You succeeded on the con save. That would have basically forced you into a certain place within this, and you can feel that pull. Make a insight check.
Dude is so unready.
And you can do so with advantage.
Embarrassing.
He's just so unprepared.
He's leaving all the luck in the box. When he takes it out, it doesn't get away.
Natural ones.
2?
21.
Alright, put him back in the box, close it all up.
It's
Lock
all
this
up.
shit
They're
down.
cold. I gotta.
No, don't warm
No,
them up. You
leave
rolled
them
well.
cold, dude.
You can
wrong
You
with
feel.
actually rolled okay.
As I said,
One
no,
was
they're
good,
like
one was
3
not.
and
Another
5.
It's done.
Power's gone.
You can feel that pull, and it's like a deep seat. It's not like in the back of your mind or like something that you're imagining. Like you can almost feel it, like in your chest, and you felt it before when you have been pulled into this kind of dark pocket of what you imagine these kind of dreamlands are, of where the dark one had kind of pulled you to, and all of the experiences that you've had with this, that same sensation, like you can feel it. It's almost like when you feel like you have to burp, like you recognize that, like you know what that feels like, and this
Yeah.
is the same thing. You can feel it kind of in your chest, to where like you feel something pulling you, but it doesn't feel sinister. It doesn't feel dark. There's just something familiar that seems to be pulling. You making the con save, as I said, is allowing you to resist it. But you also have the choice now to either resist that pull or give into it and actually almost bring yourself to that place in a way.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, got it. Get a more accurate, like.
Guess what? Should we have coffee, please? 'Cause it's tradition.
No, it's not.
It can't be.
This is a little bit better.
It's peaceful travel, dude. You're good.
Brandon, is that you?
Yeah, I'm not
Is that
pulling out
you?
the suspense ones. Or
Actually, it might be. Yeah, you know, it might be.
Collins. It's fantasy exploration music.
you feel yourself kind of like in a way release that pull, or like almost like reach out and grab it in a way to where like you can feel your mind almost not fighting it per se, but your mind more or less being fully aware of it and a slight bit of control over it, as opposed to every other time that you have done it has been this just like abrupt, like, oh, I'm sleeping, there's like yank, and you're like
Yeah.
there, and then it's like figure out what's in front of you and deal with it. You can feel your mind kind of like let go in a way, to where like you feel your, not your full body essentially project, but this just like state of being that you have where you feel this out of body kind of experience. Feel a little lightheaded as you go to rest, and then that disappears, and you don't even realize it goes away because of how natural it just kind of flows into it. As you are doing so, your vision essentially has this like cone of just like very vibrant, bright, kind of like red, orange, yellow, green, purples, and it's just like this cone shaped around like this dark visage essentially in front of you that you can see, that you feel like you're moving toward and like through, to where as it's like pulling you in that direction, there's this kind of like quick fade and flash of all of those bright kind of like rainbow vibrant colors coming to you that eventually fade to where you are standing what looks to be like this kind of like green grassy kind of cliff overlooking like far in the distance. What you can see is like this shimmering kind of almost like mirage in the distance. You can't make out any of what it is, but you can see these like blurs and very sharp lines like through some of the blurs. Like it's like these blobs of this brass kind of shimmering color, and then there's just like a very faint like sharp line going through it that you can kind of see and make out. As you're looking at it, your vision almost feels blurry, like you can't form fully what it is that you're looking at. You're essentially standing on this cliff, and you can see like around, like in your peripherals, like back behind you, just looks like super tall, kind of like redwood trees that have a bunch of like foliage and things on them, to where like behind you just seems like dense, and you can't really like aren't really looking at it. You're just looking out, trying to focus and make sense of what it is that you're kind of looking at in the distance. As you are sitting here, just kind of like looking out, there's like a moment of just serenity in a way, to where you can feel this calm. You feel this like very faint familiarity with like the sensation that you have where you are. Gives you a second to just kind of like breathe, and you can feel this just like deep seated stress almost that you've been like kind of carrying for a moment seems to just fall away for a little bit. You feel safe within this place. It's very unfamiliar to every other time that you have had this sort of projection into another plane or place. You're more familiar with it, but this feels different. Like something about this feels familiar, but you start to realize that it's not yours in a way. Like you've been to these like dreamlands, like little pocket planes, if you will, and experienced it in many different ways. Everything that's here though is like foreign. You know, like there is a familiarity, but everything is just so far from your memory of what things are or what you have of a memory prior to Skalavik that everything here is just strange. It's different. Like you're standing on a cliff, but something about this cliff, you're like realizing like how high up you are now. Like you're looking down and there are like clouds, and you can see this almost like very large lake underneath, but it's just peering through like the little bits of clouds, and like you're that high up, but it doesn't feel like a mountain. Like you don't have the altitude or elevation or anything. Like your ears don't feel like you're just here essentially. You can feel like just like you have been before. Like there's tactile sensation. You can hear things, smell things, whatever it may be. You keep looking out, and as I said, it doesn't feel like yours. And you hear this voice kind of boom from behind you a little bit. You can feel the low, bassy tone of it in this commanding kind of presence almost.
So, you are the Asgardian they're talking about then?
Turn around.
As you turn around, you see standing across from you, kind of dressed in a black and gold wardrobe kind of ensemble. You can see black boots, golden trim around the ankle and heel. You can see he's wearing armor. It's like this solid leather that has it's layered atop itself, essentially, and has like studded gold rivets and kind of pins in it. The trim itself is gold. You can see this dark black leather with deep gold and glistening trim all over it. The shoulder pads kind of around the shoulders are formed very well, and you can see them kind of like stacking. So like one part of it comes out, and then like another, and it kind of keeps going down. You can see this hood that's kind of up over the face. You can't make out anything from like here up. So you just see this like huge beard that goes down to like probably like below the ribs that's kind of going, and it's very well groomed, kind of like straight down into one like nice brushed kind of beard. You can see underneath, like even the beard itself, like the way that it's shaped on the face, a very like chiseled jaw. You can't see the actual physique of the person that you turn around to look at, but once you turn and look, you can see that they're basically appearing like probably standing like 10 or so feet tall, like from where you are. So as you turn and kind of look, you're like looking up. The physique isn't like giant like by any means though. It just appears to be like a humanoid form, and it's just kind of blown up in a way. Like he's just standing super tall. He has very broad shoulders. You can see that his chest is kind of like up and forward. His head is still kind of like down as he's like looking towards you, and you can see this like shadow that's basically formed almost unnaturally, like from like his nose up, to where you can't really make anything out from that direction.
Turn around, I'll kind of take a second look. That's what the seer told me.
He takes a couple of steps, like Just off to the side, not directly towards you.
The seer. Who might that be?
Seer Ko from Skalavik in Midgard. That's where I've been. He told me he, too, says Guardian, but has been removed from Asgard for a long time.
It happens time and time again. Some of us fall, some of us choose to go. But in your case, it seems that you have fallen. Not by choice.
I think that's what happened. I don't really remember much. I just kind of fell out of the sky one day. I have some vague memories of things that happened before that, but I've been on Midgard for 4 or 5 years now. Don't remember much before that.
He at this point starts walking kind of around you to like be next to the cliff as you kind of turn and do the same to look out toward the boulder in the distance.
I'll not tell you everything, but I knew your family, your lineage. Strong as guardians. Tightly woven clan. But we have been plagued for some time with the darkness over Asgard. One that I've heard that you have encountered a few times.
Yeah, I actually kind of thought that's what was happening again, but I ended up here. Kind of relieving.
Dreamlands are strange. It's all just manifestations and projections of ourselves. Memories we hold, emotions we're feeling, things we want, desires, fears. To the point. As you already know, you are in danger. The one which we have called for some time the Dark One has been trying and has been successfully doing so. All Asgardians have a strong lineage and connection. It's almost like a strong tether that comes off of that of the primal spirits. We tap into that and it manifests in the form of a ancestral guardian, in a way. One that your abilities, your power, your life force all derives from. The Dark One has made it his mission to find all of these guardians, typically preying on those Asgardians who have chosen to go to Midgard. Not sure exactly what it is or what his process is, but he has wiped out a lot of those guardians. And when he does so, he takes some of that power with him. I don't really know you. As I said, I knew of your family, but doesn't really mean too much. Not enough for trust, at least. But I will tell you this. If you ever wish to return to Asgard, you will need to be bonded back to your guardian. Only those with true Asgardian lineage can set foot here. However it is you must go about that, I'm unsure. There have been talks far eastern part of Midgard. There is a civilization. Zanzidonia. rumors have sprouted that there has been activity of the Dark One in that location. If you ever find yourself there, I'm sure whatever this activity is will make itself known to you as well.
Sounds like there must be an Asgardian there.
He kind of turns to you at this point. As he kind of turns down towards you, he's on your left and kind of like looks down to where you can see the right side of his face much better. And you can see as he kind of looks down towards you, the part of the hood, like as he turns, like the way he does, you can see a kind of taller, kind of pointed, familiar ear. Not quite elven, not quite much larger, but not a just normal human ear. And you can tell it's much like yours, much like Cedar Coe's. He has a bunch of just square kind of studs going up the ear itself. You can see inside of the actual ear, like up where the point goes to, just like a tattooed rune of like leadership that's kind of sitting in there as he kind of looks down towards you at this point. I'm only doing this because, as I said, my family were good people, good Asgardians. You said you don't remember, but you're the only one left of your lineage. It's been a long time since I've seen them, obviously. The last time I saw them, there was a war, so... Your father was a great fighter. Your mother a gifted healer. Hopefully you're a mix of both. Hopefully one day you can return home. At that point he kind of like waves his hand out toward the blur and faded lines. You can see this like deep black and gold kind of swirl of energy that finds itself all the way across this huge lake, like a blip that you can see in the distance. And the blur starts to kind of like form into these solid lines essentially, to where you can see in the far distance this kind of brass and gold gleaming city atop a cliff, clouds underneath it. You can see this huge like set palace in the background that has this half kind of sun with these beams going off of it. And you can see from where you are, it's like this huge half arch that has like the pillars kind of projected around it, and the pillars like kind of look like they're slowly kind of spinning. You can see sitting over there as well what look like figures that are like up in the air, flying around and like coasting downward, that have bright color to them, almost like their true full form is just like a color in a way. As he does that, and you are just kind of like looking out at it, you go to kind of turn and speak, and as you kind of turn to look, there's just this like slight kind of black and gold shimmer of energy that's slowly descending, and then you're watching it kind of everywhere as it's slowly fading downward, like shrieking around the sides of your vision, almost wiping away at the place that you have kind of found yourself in. You don't feel like you're being forced out, right? But you feel that nothing is going to be here. Like it's going to be empty in a way.
Yeah.
And you feel like a slight pull away to where you realize that you have the ability to just kind of exit it in a way. And you just kind of give into that to where you eventually wake back up inside of your house. So to avoid a lot of like really bland, Jesus, I gotta go way back. Guess I can just do it from here.
Grand romance.
It's about that time.
All right. Essentially, when all of the fighting and everything takes place, you find yourself on the farm. You can hear the warning horn in about 3 or so different places. The wall itself
You can hear a horn kind of chiming from that, and you find yourself over at the wall, basically casting spells down at people who are trying to like run up. There's a couple of arrows that are shot at the wall itself, but it's like maybe half a dozen people that attack from the side, so it's nothing like crazy. It takes enough time to where you have to deal with it and then start moving toward the long hall, which is basically where you are right now. Don't worry about spell slots or anything, or hit points or whatever it may be, but you're not like fully tapped out, but you definitely have exerted yourself a little bit, casting magic, doing all sorts of other things to where you don't know where everybody is, but you hear another horn coming from the long hall itself, so you have found yourself now, after clearing up that threat that was on that north side of the wall, running west toward the long hall. And you can see from the long hall, lights are illuminated. There are people out and around it. You can see straight off to the left of it as you're running up. You see Thorsten? Yes, Thorsten. Large dragonborn individual, a previous blacksmith before Cain, is just like fighting somebody. Seems like it has it handled, so you just kind of keep beelining toward the actual long hall itself. You get to the front door and try to like push and jam on it to like open it up to get in, but it feels barred, so you can either left or right, like run either way. Eventually, as you get to that point, like Thorsten has already made his way in, and you see a couple people also going that way. You can see a few people off to the side kind of fighting that handle somebody very well, to where at this point now you are basically wrapping around to get into the long hall, and at that point the Jarl begins kind of having this rant and explaining and tells everybody that in 2 days time we march essentially to go and attack the camp. So that's where we'll pick up with that.
Okay.
Lyra. I've got this actually. Yep, cool. Alright, so when you got back, your twin siblings, Dexton and Arkin, had run over to you. You could tell that they were frantic. They're Lyra, Kymane told us to come get you once you got back, and we heard you were back, so he said to hurry back as soon as you can. It's about Dias. And they just kind of are waiting for you, kind of standing there looking at you, like urgently.
I don't say anything, I just follow them.
Yeah, they turn around and start heading back toward your small little tents, your guys' little community that you had set up there, kind of off of where your other people from Kjarvheim are all set up. Once you run over to there, you can see at this point, Kymane is standing up in kind of the center of the tents, pacing. You can see his arms kind of crossed as he's like moving across the interior of your guys' camp. The fire is lowly lit. He starts kind of like turning around and sees you approaching at a pretty good pace, I'd say. Not like a full sprint or anything, but there's some urgency. It's been probably at this point 6, maybe 7 months. Yeah, probably 6 or 7 months that he's been basically in this coma state from the time that you guys.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say since we've been there.
No.
I was like,
6 or
holy
7
shit.
months that Dias has been in his coma type state from when you guys had been attacked, fled, left here, and everything. All of it originating from a bump on the head, essentially. But there definitely seems to be a lot more connected to it. You're starting to kind of realize that in a way. But as you get back, Kymane kind of looks over toward you. You've returned. Dias woke up momentarily, but fell back into a slumber. Seer Malda said that she knows what ails him, and there's no cure, but there is a solution. Of a cryptic seer speak, that is. I just want answers, and she said she needs to speak with you, so.
Well, I guess I'll get to it then.
I'm not sure where she is. She's around here somewhere, I'm sure.
Shit. Alright, so I guess I'll check on Dias first and then like kinda see if she's in there, maybe, and then just go around kinda looking for Do I have any idea where she might be, or?
Yeah, you know that like right next to you guys is where they're kind of set up, like their camp, and you know her tent is in that area, so probably either within there or walking around the village somewhere, but you know that you'll be able to find her at some point.
Okay,
For sure.
yeah.
But you do make your way over to the tent that Dias is resting in. Essentially, you have your tent. There's another tent that is Dias's in between, and then Kaimane has his, so he's kind of like in between you guys. You guys are pretty stacked onto each other tightly. There is a very low lit kind of fire in the back of the actual tent. You guys have these like they're not quite like metallic, but it's essentially like the same as like a vent. Like you build like a clay or stone chimney off the back of the tent. Like if you have it set up there for a long time, where you have cut the material at the top and you've made this almost like fireplace at the back of most of your tents for this time of year, to where you just start to like wrap it around to where the smoke will just basically escape out front and the heat keeps into the tent. So it's a little warm, but you know he's as you get in there, it's a little difficult, I'd say, probably every time you walk in here and like look at him in the state that he's in, because he's just like, he almost looks dead. You know, like he's just in such a comatose state, and his body, like he seems much thinner than you remember him being. I mean, him being essentially in a coma for 6 or so months. Somebody's usually like picking his head up and giving him water, rubbing things inside of like his gums, like that will dissolve and melt, to where like he's getting some sort of food, but you can see that he is like diminishing. It's obvious to tell that he is like deteriorating in a way, like he's not getting proper nutrition or exercise or moving or anything. He's just like not looking good. You can see his face is a little sunken. He just does not look like himself, but you know that he's there and like he is alive, and it's hard to like just look at him and feel optimistic. But now you have this little bit of like a resurgence of like 6 to 8 months of just being told like still in a coma, don't know what we can do, don't know if there's anything we can do, to now being told, okay, like maybe there's something. So very quickly you kind of go in and check on him. You can see him laying there. You can see him kind of like breathing. His breaths themselves are spaced out pretty far apart. Like he's probably breathing like maybe 10 to 12 times a minute, so it's pretty low. It's very, very deep breaths also. But he is laying there. If there's anything you want to do, or if you just...
No, I just kind of wanted to confirm like everything still was like about the same.
Yeah, he looks the same.
Okay, and then I'll go find Monsieur.
Okay. Make your way out and start walking around. Eventually, you find her pretty quickly, and thankfully, like the first spot you basically go to look, her being at her tent. See her Malida, is her name. Tall, kind of human female. She has a very large brimmed kind of straw hat that has this veil attached all the way around it. She walks with a kind of gnarled wooden and kind of stone staff. The stonework is mostly like the top part of it, almost like an orb would sit at like a top of a scepter or something. She just has like this kind of cobblestone setting into the top part of her staff that she has. It's kind of gnarled and twisted, but she kind of gets around with it, walking a little bit. Her age itself is pretty apparent underneath the veil. You can see deep wrinkles are really the only feature that you can make out very well. At this point, you're pretty up close to her. She steps out from her tent as you're approaching and begins walking toward a small patch of trees within the village that you see that have not yet been cut down, and she's just kind of like moving her way in that direction. Doesn't fully see you, is just kind of like out walking around. It is dark, it's kind of late at night. You yourself just naturally kind of move quietly, slowly, kind of meticulously, to where full dark clothes, you just moving at the pace that you normally move, and her not being super perceptive or vigilant to anything. is basically turned around walking away toward that small patch of trees to where like you're behind her looking at her as she's kind of walking away.
Well, I don't want to like scare her to death, so I guess I'll just do what, like, would she hear me if I'm just like, hey, see her?
Yeah,
Okay.
as you call out, she just kind of like stops and turns.
Okay. And then I'll like approach her and be like, I hear you have news of Dias. Oh.
I'm just turning the volume
Oh,
down.
okay.
No, you're good. Yeah, it's not bad.
I want ominous music.
As you say that, yes, I do. It is news, at least. Well, let's just walk with me. And she starts moving toward the small patch of trees in the village. I've tried time and time again to figure something out, to see what it is that is ailing him, but whatever it is not natural. It is not something that I am even used to myself. But it is not unfamiliar to me. At this point, you guys have reached the small patch of trees. She's just kind of like kneeling down and grabbing at what you can see are a bunch of small cuttings of little wild flowers, like moss from the bottom part of the tree. She's kind of picking up what bits of snow that she can to reveal beneath like the snow, like under, like by the tree, to try to find just like what she can see to be like little white flowers with like a little bit of like a blue gradient at the end of it, as she just continuously plucks and grabs at them. Your brother is stuck. Well, his mind rather, tethered to another world or place, fallen from Yggdrasil, in a place not even the spirits walk. Your family, as I said, I don't know what it is, but I'm not unfamiliar to it, has always had this connection to this place. Somewhere tethered in a void, detached from the runic weaves of Midgard. A world that I only but saw a glimpse of, and felt my reach gone and unattainable. Your mother, spirits bless her, may she rest, slipped too far into this void and went mad. I don't know how much memory you have of your mother as a child, but it is this same connection that I believe Dias has to this void, one that I have seen you also tap into. She was never seen again after she left to try and cure herself of her paranoia and her pain.
Do I
She's
speak?
still kind
Oh,
of
okay.
just sitting there doing whatever.
So how do you know how I'm supposed to find him? How I can connect better to this realm that is seemingly nameless?
She kind of puts her hand like to the side of her face. As I said, he's stuck. I saw him. It's what I believe to be a projection of him or a piece of him. Deep within this void. Trapped, lost even. I believe you have the ability to rescue him from this void. But only when you think you are strong enough and ready. Be careful when you tread with these abilities you possess, Leroy. They can be your undoing, just like they were for your mother. Otherwise, you too may end up trapped here, with no hope of being saved. As the only other people I know that have the abilities that your mother had are you, and I believe Dias. I have not seen it in any of your other siblings. Gifted in their own ways, but not touched with this.
So I know how to get there, right?
Not really. I mean, you have your ability and your.
There you couldn't do it then. I didn't have
your connection to this, your kind of psionic abilities that you possess. You've never really known the source or thought of the source. It's always just been innate and natural, just like as it would be to breathe. You know how to do these certain things. Your specifically knowing what to do, how to get there, like what, nothing.
So okay, this is gonna be me talking to her now. So, how do I know how to get there, or if I'm even ready? There's gotta be a way to know, right?
Don't ask serious questions. They never get answers.
I myself have no connection to this void.
Shit.
But this void itself has but a small strand of it that is attached to Yggdrasil. A small thread that keeps it slightly connected, but not so connected that the spirits can walk there. We'll call it a gift that you have from your mother as well. The ability to do these things, to use your mind in a way that others cannot. I do believe there is a way for you to get there. Not physically, but within your mind and within Dias's mind.
How's that?
That I don't know.
Oh my gods.
There is a way for you to do it. I know that there is. I just don't know what that way is. You yourself will know when the time is right, but I would say to work with your abilities, your psionic abilities, the way that you are able to use your mind and project it to speak to others without moving your mouth. This is the base of where you can build in order to get stronger with your psionic abilities. Only then will you be able to know what it is that must be done in order to rescue Dias.
So if I start sneaking into the minds of others more frequently, this will, I'll connect more?
Potentially.
What?
Just like any other muscle, your mind is.
Okay.
If you use it more, the stronger you get with it.
You don't know of anybody on this whole planet. Can you say, is it planet? On this whole realm. This feels more like a guessing game to me. I don't know.
It has been a guessing game for me ever since he was brought to me, as well as everything that I have known and tried to fix and do was not the answer.
That's fair.
And through figuring out that I had no idea what it was, I was able to figure out that maybe you would know what it was.
Oh.
A lot of searching and a lot of trying.
All I do is play with knives with my mind and talk to people in their heads sometimes, and then they get scared, and that's all I do. I didn't think I had to. I don't know. Is there? Maybe I could talk to him in his mind, in Dias's mind. Maybe I could try that.
Be a good start.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay. I do appreciate your knowledge on this. I just didn't, I don't know, I expected a more straightforward kind of approach, but this seems like it's going to be, this is not where I wanted to go. I did not want to end up like my mom. I did not want him ending up like my mom, but I guess we're going to have to see where this goes, because I have to get him out of there. This place that I knew nothing about, for the most part. Sorry, I'm just frustrated. Thank you.
I understand. If I can help with anything else, I will. I've spoken to Seer Cole here, and he was the one who initially had offered the insight to go searching for Dias, or at least a piece of him. And that is where I found him tethered to this essentially unreachable place for me, somewhere deep within his mind, somewhere that I could try to get to, but if I do, could make things much worse
Yeah, no, I wouldn't
for
ask
both
that of you.
him and myself.
Alright. We'll get this figured out, because we have to. Well, I will. Well, part ways, and I don't know if we have time for some psychic whispers. But I'd like to do some psychic whispers. And
Would you like to do it like right after that conversation, or the next day, or like later?
just right after. May as well see if I can do it or not.
Okay. All right. So, let me just look specifically at what it says. I know that I've already read it before, but
Do you think the seer hates me and wants me dead now?
No, probably
Okay.
not. I feel like that was a pretty fair reaction.
Okay.
Classic seer experience.
I know, honestly. Welcome to the club.
Oh, boy.
You have this
About-
problem.
about
you
as-
have to figure it out.
About as helpful as every other seer experience we've had.
Okay.
So true.
That's good. That's sad. That's good.
Yeah.
Unless your boat crashed. He got at least.
He got direct
He got
answers.
yeah. Said you're an Asgardian, I'm an Asgardian, we both fell.
It's about as direct as it's getting.
Man.
okay. So roll one of your psionic die. That's what tells you how many hours you can do it for.
Oh yeah. Okay. D8.
I don't know what your die is, but
Are you ready? Please. Oh my god.
You just grab it.
That's not an 8. No, it is. No, it's
Could
not.
be.
No, it's
12. 12. Don't look at me.
Quit it,
I'm not
Jared.
looking.
Quit it.
I'm not watching you struggle, that's it.
Okay, that's not. Do I not have a D8 in here? Am I dumb?
I think it's
Diamond shaped one.
This one?
Mm.
Oh yeah, I see. Yeah, that makes sense. It has 4. All right. 1.
one. Okay. So for an hour, you can essentially
Still an
do it.
So there, in his head maybe. I say, Dias, can you hear me?
Okay. Telepathically.
Yes, of course.
Okay. As you're focusing and doing that, usually when you do this telepathically, you can hear basically like your own, like how you would think in your head, right? And you can hear your own voice, or at least some people, right? Like whatever, like when you're hearing your own voice in your head, it's kind of like that, but it's louder, it's more clear, it's not blurred with a bunch of other thoughts and whatever else may be going around your mind. It's a very clear voice that kind of comes through, and you can make out everything crystal clear, right? Like it's not fuzzy, it's not faded, whatever it may be. When you speak telepathically as well, you don't hear your own voice like as you're speaking. You're just kind of like thinking it to somebody, right? And they're hearing it clear. So you know what you're saying, like because you are thinking to say it to them telepathically. You're not quite like speaking out loud and hearing your voice, like getting the feedback from it. You're more or less telepathically just like thinking to say something to somebody and they hear it. Comes through crystal clear for them. For you, as you're doing it to Dias and kind of like thinking, like, you know, saying, "Hey, Dias, can you hear me?" You can hear this like, "Dias, can you hear me?" Like it's kind of like trailing, echoing, and you can feel this like almost like bounce back in a way, almost like it's like echoing around inside, like in his mind, it's kind of like bouncing around, and you start to hear, Lyra.
Shit. You can hear me.
And you hear your voice again, shit. Me. And it's like bouncing around and it keeps doing this kind of like almost echoing, reverberate, like it's just on repeat almost in a way where it's slowly fading in the back, but you can still hear the initial like fading and trailing off to where it starts to keep doing it over and over again. So as you talk, it's almost like it's bouncing around.
Should I just speak audibly? Like, will he hear that too, or is...
You can try.
Okay. He didn't say anything? Okay.
When you said, like, you can hear me, he responds again. Where am I?
everything, it's dark. It's, I don't know if it's cold. I don't know if it's warm. It's just dark. And then it's like dark. You can hear like warm, cold. Everything's bouncing off.
Okay. Those were going to be my questions. You hear you hear nothing where you are aside from my voice? How long is it? How do you know how long it's been?
I don't know what's going on. I'm just lost. I can't see. I can't hear. I hear you. I hear you now.
This is the first thing you've heard since you've been in this darkness?
Yeah.
You've
You
seen
hear that
nothing.
kind of- yeah, trailing. It's just empty.
What's the last thing you remember?
I don't know.
Do you remember our village being attacked?
No. And then you hear that. No.
This is his voice, right? It's not like a Denon? Okay.
No.
No.
Okay.
No.
Oh no. No, I'm going crazy. Okay. You have no memories of this place. You can't see where you are. Do you just stand there all day? Like what have you been doing? Do you look around? You can't see anything? You don't search for anything? You can't walk?
Everything is empty. I can't feel anything. Nothing's around me. I hear nothing. I can't smell anything. I'm just here. This is the first anything. Lear, if I can hear you, where are you? I can come toward you. I just can't feel my legs. I can't feel my arms. I don't know what to do. Can you just come to my voice and get me, please?
That's what I'm trying to do. I just don't know how yet.
You sound like you're right here. I'm trying to reach, but I can't move. I don't know where you are.
All right. I don't know how to tell you what to do. I don't know how to help you yet. I just wanted to see if I could talk to you to see if maybe we could figure that out, but it seems you're gonna have to take a long rest for a little bit longer until I can figure out how to help you. But
Oh, wait, don't.
I'm not gonna
Where
go.
are you going? Are you leaving?
No, it hasn't been an hour yet. No, I need some time to think. Well, I need to figure things out because apparently what the seer thinks is we are connected to this realm somehow, and our mom was connected to this realm, and that's what made her go crazy. So I don't know how to get to that place, but I need to figure out how to get to that place, and then I can get to you.
Is that where I am?
I don't know.
Did I go crazy?
Maybe. Do you feel crazy?
Oh, I
6 months
it
it
just
passed.
feel
I get a little
Right.
crazy.
empty. I don't know where I am. I don't know what's going on. I haven't been able to. I don't know. It's just like a gap in everything. Like I don't remember anything besides right now. You talking to me hearing everything, and it's just been dark emptiness.
Well, I gotta tell you, that's better than feeling too much. Better to feel nothing right now, and then just be overwhelmed by everything that might be happening. You might be in the safest place you can be right now. They told me that you woke up for a bit. Do you remember that at all?
Yeah.
What happened?
That's actually the last thing I remember. I just remember. Is that you? I just remember somebody yelling my name. But it wasn't a woman's voice. It wasn't a man's voice either. I just heard.
What?
Someone yelling my name.
That's it? And then you woke up and then you felt fell back into this place?
I don't remember actually waking up. I just remember
Someone yelling?
I don't know what I remember. At this point, the voices, like you guys talking back and forth, and that like echoing and reverberating, has kind of turned into this like almost high-pitched like ringing in the back that just keeps like ringing and getting louder. In the back of your head, you talking back and forth to him, you can feel not the frustration, but like you're almost excited to be able to talk to him, but like you can't do anything. Like you can feel that frustration start to kick in, and then you start to feel upset. You can hear the kind of desperation in his voice, like his fear, his nervousness, him being scared, him not knowing what's going on, you not being able to help him. Like everything starts to like build and build and build, and that ringing starts getting louder and louder and louder and louder, to where like he's still talking to you, and you've probably been in here for 40 minutes or so, sitting next to him. You're staring at him in front of you, and you're, like you can hear him almost crystal clear, aside from the ringing and the echoing. But 40 minutes of talking back and forth, trying to figure out where he's at, trying to ask him, like, what do you remember? What's this? And everything is just falling back to the same, like, dark emptiness that he seems to have found himself in. When you're talking and able to communicate, and him explaining, like, he can't feel anything right now, like, he just is disconnected in a way, hasn't been able to hear anything, smell anything, touch anything, feel, whatever it may be. All of that conversation that you keep having is very similar to everything you're just talking to him about right now. It's just kind of like looping. It gets to a point where that ringing is like almost driving you a little nuts. Like
Okay.
it's very hard to stand, and you can hear him. The longer that you're sitting in here, the more that he's almost kind of getting like worked up. Like he just keeps like, Lyra, I can hear you. I'm right here. Just come get me, please.
Alright, so is there a way I can like disconnect from the conversation? Alright, so I'm gonna say, Dias, I have to go now. I need to find a way to help you. And then
Just don't go. Please don't go. Please don't go.
I promise I'll be back soon.
Please. I don't know what I'm. Where am I?
I don't know yet. I'm gonna find out. And that's like the last thing I say before I like disconnect, because
Okay.
obviously fucking headaches and shit.
Yeah. You start to feel that ringing still kind of sitting there, and then it slowly begins to fade. Like as you're sitting there, you're still looking at him in front of you, and you can't hear his voice or anything anymore. But like as it's sitting there and that ringing's there, you start to get pretty like. So I will say you end up falling asleep that night, whether it be in your tent or wherever else.
Yeah.
Waking up the next day, you just have like a. I'm not trying to make this too real for you either. You have a bad headache.
Okay.
like you have like a really bad kind of splitting headache that travels like down the back of your neck. You can kind of feel it in your muscles a little bit. Like it's uncomfortable to the point where like you don't want light, you don't want anything around you. Like you are just kind of relaxing. Kaiman ends up making his way like to the outside of your tent. You're not sure what time it is, but you do know that there is like light outside. The tent itself isn't like so thick to block out sunlight. It's just insulated enough, whatever it may be. Are you in your tent? Do you find yourself somewhere else where you end up resting?
I think, maybe I fell asleep over Dias. Like I was holding his hand, and I was like, I promise I'll help you. And then like that's the last thing I say.
Okay. So as you're sleeping in there, you can hear shuffling and stuff outside. The headache that you have, however, you'd be resting to kind of feel comfortable. His hand's still in yours. It's like not cold, but it's just like like a little warm. Like you can definitely feel like a slight chill from it because your hand's warmer. You're kind of moving around more, doing things, taken by the heat, whatever it may be. But he's fine in the state that he's in, but he's getting worse over time. Like he's not getting better. So you do know that like you have time, but it doesn't feel like you have time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the urgency's there. So as you're kind of sitting there, holding his hand. You can hear a little bit of shuffling on the outside before eventually you hear Conrad's voice. Lyra,
What is it?
you in there?
Obviously.
He kind of like opens it. All right, jeez. He gets in there and sits down, and he's got two bowls in front of him. You can see the bowls that he had. He doesn't have like utensils or anything. It just seems to be some sort of like brothy kind of soup with like a bunch of cut up like carrots. There's no like noodles or anything in it or like actual meat. It's just mostly like broth with a bunch of vegetables chopped up into it, whether it be cabbage, carrots, some like even like the bottom part of the head of the lettuce just like dropped into it. Like it's just like a mixture of
Did they season
random
it at
shit.
least?
There's a little bit in there, nothing
Oh.
crazy. But he hands one over towards you. The one that he has also, he kind of like gets to the other side of the tent. It's a little tight. It's not like a super spacious like big carnival tent or anything, but nonetheless room enough for the three of you like in here. He kind of shimmies to the other side of Dias to where Dias is in between the two of you. He kind of takes the broth that he has, lifts Dias' head up and just pours like just a little bit in there and like kind of keeping his head up. You can see the liquid kind of just falling toward the back of the throat. It's more or less just like a very little amount to where like it's more or less just sitting in his mouth, kind of absorbing probably. Kind of lays him back down. He's just kind of like sitting there making sure he's not fucking like choking or drowning or anything essentially. And then he takes it himself and kind of takes a sip. You can see that he also has next to him basically like a big Q-tip almost. It has like a bunch of like very clean kind of looking wool that's like on a stick that he like dips into the actual broth itself and like puts into the cheek like of Dias and just kind of like sitting it there just for him to get like something, you know, like he's just basically been like little tiny sips of water here and there, has had no like solid food basically for a long time, and it's just like in this slow decline. So you've seen this happen time and time again. You've probably done it yourself a few times, like getting him something, you know, some sort of form of nutrients in his body. And he takes kind of little sips at it, looks over at you. You having a headache or anything?
Oh, I definitely have a headache. Thank you for the broth.
What'd the seer say?
A lot and also not enough. Basically.
So we're right where we were before.
What was that?
So we're right where we were
Oh,
before
yeah,
then?
yep, exactly there. So, I don't know, last night, it's probably the next day. Is it morning? Yeah, there was light, never mind. Whatever, anyways. Last night, yeah, I was able to connect with Dias. I was able to, you know, I can get into head sometimes, and I did that. He doesn't know where he is. He can't feel anything. He can't see anything. He can't walk. I mean, he can talk. That's about it.
You actually talked to him?
I did. That's about all I got from him. He doesn't remember anything. He remembers waking up, but he doesn't remember waking up at the same time. He remembers hearing his name being called by not a man or a woman, which that doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, was there a not man or woman here last?
I have no idea.
Okay, all right.
It's a loaded question.
It is a loaded question.
Not really.
So,
Especially in D&D.
there. So he's in this place, and the seer told me that he has a connection to this place. Our mom had a connection to this place, and apparently I have a connection to it. Nobody else does. I'm assuming Kanan probably did, but he's dead, so what help is that for any of us? And I need to figure out how to get there. I don't know how to get there. I don't even know what this place is called. Do I know what this place is called? I don't even know what
Just
this place is
referred to
called.
like a void a couple of times, that's about
Yeah,
it.
it's called the Void, and it sounds like that's exactly where he is a void, because there's nothing there. But why would you even want to connect to this place at all? Why would Mom want to go here? Why would whoever else that exists want to go here? I don't know how he got here, and I don't know how to get him back, and the seer told me I need to get stronger and, like, keep talking to people, and I don't want to fucking keep talking to people in their heads either, because then this happens, and I don't know. Got any advice?
I just know that whatever it is that you need to do to get to him and figure it out, you will.
you know anything about what Mom went through? Do you remember her at all?
Yeah,
Yeah?
I do. It wasn't easy, but I always remembered her being very warm, inviting, loved cooking. She'd always make huge meals for all of us. And then I just remember, like, one day it was just somebody had lit a fire or something in her, and she just lost it.
Yeah, that was
She
it.
was always worried that somebody was after her. She constantly said she was seeing things. She got paranoid really fast, and it went really dark really fast, and she left really fast.
Yeah, that's about all I remember too, but I just don't.
I mean, we were young.
We were. I guess I just didn't think to ask any questions then. It was just, that was it.
Yeah.
Alright. Do we have any family anywhere, do you know?
I know that Dad had some family, but
I don't think he had this.
they were all
issue.
traveling, like nomadic people. I don't think they put roots down anywhere.
Oh, that seems nice. Alright. I don't even know who to ask about this kind of stuff. I guess I'll have to figure it out. I don't know. There's been a lot of travelers coming in here lately. I don't know, maybe they're putting roots down or whatever's going on. Can you keep your ear to the ground about, like, I guess people like me or Mom or Dias?
Yeah.
See if they know anything?
Yeah, I will.
Okay, thank you.
Need anything else? You alright?
I need to sleep. I think I'll go in my own tent though.
Okay.
So,
Alright, I'll leave you to it. Then he finds himself out as well, kind of exiting. You yourself on this day and night as well. The headache kind of fades a little bit. You have your own little ways of making it better, easing, whatever it is. This one's a little bit different. It has a lot more of like a really sharp kind of piercing, as opposed to like maybe like a low like throb or whatever it may be to where it's irritable. But this is just like, it comes in kind of waves, and it's just like this really sharp shooting pain down your neck, basically. To where you realize it's not so much like a headache. It doesn't feel quite like a headache, but it's presenting as one. Like most of the pain's like actually in your spine, like in like the lower part of your neck. You rest basically throughout the day. You find yourself resting at night as well. At one point, a warning horn goes off, and you find yourself kind of jumping up, slinking into the background of everything going on, assessing what is exactly going on, and doing what you do best, essentially attacking from the shadows, finding swift, easy kills on people who are possibly already hurt or unsuspecting, whatever it may be. But you realize again that the Hjalfgar have attacked, and you move toward the long hall, where you kind of walk into the tail end of everybody essentially dispersing out from the long hall. At this point, all of you have basically gathered back at the long hall. The Jarl is there. He gives this kind of quick spiel that only the initial four of you catch, and then as everybody starts to disperse from the long hall, he looks over to see Kane, Brodier, Sigrid, and Steiner, kind of the four of you standing together, and then as for Voktesh and Lyra, the two of you, as you wrap around the open door that was there, where a lot of people seem to be kind of funneling into and walking in, you can see walking out, very badly cut up, some very slight wounds dripping with blood still. Large Goliath individual who you know runs the farm, Torbind, huge, basically the father figure for Brodier. He's dragging out what looks like three of the Hjalfgar individuals. Like, he just has all of them by like the scruff part of the shirt, and he's just dragging all three with one hand on one side, and then he's got like another one on the other that he's like dragging out.
and just like chucking the bodies over to like this small spot where the individual who's just outside that you saw Thorsten fighting, and then the other two are also dragged over, kind of making this mound of bodies outside where a couple of people are dragging them out. Enough people have already dragged all these bodies out to where you guys are making your way past, and you guys kind of all meet back up right after. Basically, the fighting ensued. Everything kind of was chaotic for a good half hour, 40 minutes or so possibly of time, to where you guys, as I said, are now all joined back together. The Jarl just announced that the battle is going to take place in 2 days, and he at this point looks over toward Kane. Kane, all of you, over here, and just kind of like gestures for you guys. As you guys are walking in, you see them, a few of them cut up pretty good, not like crazy wounded. The two of you, Voktash and Lyra, are untouched, essentially. You were able to be behind the protection of the wall and saw it working pretty good against the little attack that was there. And Lyra, as for you, you were kind of, as I said, what you normally do, kind of at the edge of everything on the outside, fighting. At one point, Thexan and Arkin ended up into a combat with an individual that was kind of on the outside there, and you watched them together fighting him. They have a very unique fighting style where they kind of fight as one in a way, where like they never attack two different people, like they're just on the same person doing specific things to really quickly kill the individual and like dispatch them. But you've seen them kill people before, you've seen them fight before. They're capable enough. And you watch that kind of take place, them drop the person and are dragging the body up as you walk up and see everybody else reconvening and starting to walk toward the Jarl after being like requested, so the six of you are like moving in that direction.
So I was sitting next to Brodir,
That's
take
like-
a breather, and I'm sitting there with my sword on the table, hand on my shoulder,
As
trying
I-
to gash, and he says that, I just, after the Jarl speaks that, and I get up, just give a hand to Brodir. Come on. Let him help me up.
Yeah.
And I'll walk with him toward the Jarl, gestured to.
As we're all kind of walking, I'll just kind of seeing these two make their way. You guys all right? Everybody okay?
Oh, what the fuck happened?
It was an attack. We were ambushed here in the hall, and
They were in the hall.
In
How'd they get in
they
past
were
the walls?
They were in some sort of disguise. They just appeared to be like similarly dressed to some of the nomads, and they locked the doors behind themselves. And if we didn't act quick, it would have been a slaughter. Honestly, Kane saw it pretty quick, and we didn't save everyone, but we saved everyone we could.
Are you guys okay?
Kind of messed up, but yeah.
I thought these guys were idiots. Kind of
They
smart
are.
now.
They
You can see
made-
basically everybody that's inside of here is wounded in some fashion or another. Nobody seems to have gotten out uncut or unscathed, and you look at the ground too and can see several other people you don't recognize, but are dead on the ground. Deep wounds, blood just pooled all around them. Some of them, or one of them, has like a huge gash in the center of her face. They're just not great. There is like a little bit of a massacre to where like it feels like a victory, but then like you look over and see like one dead person, and it's like fuck, like we lost, you know? Like it hurts for sure. Even though you don't know them, you know, you brought them in here to protect them in a way, and they are also fellow Vikings, so it sucks. But as the Jarl kind of calls you guys over and you start walking over, you can see people in the background of the long hall, kind of where the doors are, closing a couple of them, as well as gathering up the bodies of the Hjalfgar and kind of just dumping them in a pile. And then somebody seems to be bringing over like a wagon and a couple of like sheets and stuff that they're putting over the people that are inside of here that are dead, and bringing them over to these wagons that they're kind of loading them up on very, very tactfully and, you know, with great consideration nonetheless. You guys, as you get up toward the Jarl, kind of looks over toward you, Kane. Everyone all right?
We're fine.
Alive.
Everything on the outside is okay.
Wall stood up.
Good to hear. Now, what the fuck happened?
Looks like they snuck their way in, blended in with others who we took in.
That's what it seemed like. They,
It was coordinated. They attacked the walls at the same time.
They took advantage of our openness to helping others.
We could not have foreseen this coming. We'll take some of the blame. Should have at least been prepared for it a little bit. I would have hoped between you and Gimdall that maybe we could have seen this coming, but it's fine. We'll deal with it as we go forward. Starting now, those gates will be manned 24/7, inspecting every person that decides to walk through. If they don't like the inspection, they can be turned away. Keep a heavy presence at the gate. We'll watch in 2 days. Just don't know how many we can spare, especially with Skolovik being attacked time and time again, and them seeming to have enough forces to just keep hitting us. Need a little time to think. For now, make preparations to leave in 2 days. I'll let you lead the charge. Start to form some sort of a plan where we attack that camp. You said you have connection to Gatland.
Yes.
I'll be ready to leave in 2 days. When you come up with a battle plan, let me know. Whatever we can provide, whatever we can do, we'll just supplement whatever your plan is. For night, rest. Bring a little food back to your homes, whatever you need. But in 2 days we put a stop to all this. Hopefully a long enough and hard enough strike against them will prevent them from doing these attacks over and over again. Let them know that we're not fucking around. Spirits be with you.
We initially had this plan talked about. Was there all they talked about this in front of a lot of people?
No. It was just you, Steiner, Sigrid, and Voktesh and him.
Yeah, because Brody went.
Brody went to the farm and Dara went to check on them.
He like told the whole village
Nope.
what was happening.
Nope, and you can tell right now also when he was kind of telling you guys to form the plan, like he was a little hush about that, but he just told basically everybody that in 2 days we're gonna march on them and attack them, so.
He's just gonna give a glance over at everyone, not say a word, and just walk out and head back to his house.
Okay.
Hand on his shoulder.
I guess we should meet first thing tomorrow. Kane seems like you need some rest.
well, alright. All the animals good and everything?
I'll have to check on them. They're probably more startled than anything. I didn't see any around the farm.
Is your family okay?
I think so.
Is everything good with the one person that they called you back so quickly about?
I don't know. Do I know that he's Asgardian? Okay.
No.
know that he has a connection with Tree?
Yes.
We all know that?
So I'd say that it's very obvious that he has a lot of these supernatural like projections of the world tree in a way. Like he has this kind of like deep blue and like orange and red kind of projection of energy that will take shape in the form of like roots sometimes.
I also think I've described some of my visions before. with,
Yeah.
like,
Okay. I wasn't sure.
He's brought up Yggdrasil before. He brought up. I don't know if he brought up meeting Ratatoskr or not.
That's it.
Yeah.
Because I brought up the seed.
Yep, and yep,
That's
right.
what it was. I feel like I wouldn't get a
You still
connection
have
from
that
that of being like, oh,
Keister.
you know what
Keister.
So he has. you
Safest
guys
place to
definitely
keep
know
it.
that He has some sort of connection, whatever it may be, to the world tree or affiliation.
Okay.
He's gonna
As
grow
long
a
as
tree
that's
out of your
common
ass, dude. You better be careful.
That was
we
just
gotta
for
get through this
future
door.
side
Alright, give me a
quests.
minute.
A lot of fertilizer in there.
Ugh. You guys are gross talking about poop.
I said fertilizer.
You said poop.
Pooping.
Who poops?
After what the Jarl said, Brody would probably just go help with the bodies and stuff.
Okay.
I actually want to go to the Nomads camp.
Okay.
And I want to get the herbalists to work right away. I don't think I'm gonna sleep through the night. I'm going to right away get them like a crash course on how to make healing potions, let them know everything would be covered by the Jarl, and then I want them like working round the clock until we leave.
Okay. So there's about maybe 7 or so, and this is like these are like people that you don't like get to know them super well really quick. A couple of them, yeah, you probably know by name when you're talking to them and just kind of introducing yourselves. But for the 7 people that you have kind of like picked essentially, and that like kind of came forward to help, only a few came forward to help. The other ones kind of were cherry picked by you in a way. They have a very solid like herbalism knowledge, it seems. Some of them just like decent enough to like know like what not to use because it'll kill them, or like what not to eat or digest or touch or whatever it may be. But you do have at least their attention by the Jarl being able to basically foot the bill, supplies, doing what you can in order to do so. So you kind of gather them, essentially, which probably would be easier at your house in order to do something, just because of a lot of the materials and things being there to properly facilitate the creation of the potions. So you have these essentially 7 strangers at your house, all of them on like looking toward you for guidance and kind of direction. Nobody seems to really be giving you much pushback either. Like everybody's kind of willing to contribute and do their part. So you give a very, very basic crash course on how to at least even assist you in the creation of some potions. So just trying to think of how I'm gonna do this without making you roll an absolute shit ton.
You make him
That's
roll an
lit.
absolute
No,
shit
it's,
ton.
it's just make him roll like 30 d20s.
Honestly.
They make apps for that too.
So I'll still do this.
Still.
Before anything, roll a percentage roll.
Okay.
This one I'm gonna say is like 0 to 85 because you're like skilled, but none of them are quite like skilled.
Okay.
So like the skill discrepancy is not quite lining up to where it could be considered skilled in a way.
58.
Okay, so you can successfully do the potion making for like throughout the night, like working through the night, doing all of that. So you'll be able to start making some.
Yep.
So your intention with the potions and then making them, just trying to make sure I've got it correct. You're using them more or less to give a bunch of people that are going to be fighting potions as well. So it's not just like trying to make and stockpile a bunch of potions for you guys to use. It's like you're gonna just like disseminate amongst everybody. Like everybody who's going to fight. Essentially, like as you're getting ready, it's like here's for you, here's for you, here's for you.
Yeah, and even I know potions don't really work like this, but even if it's like, you know, a bunch of people in the village get like a D4 to heal, you know, because I don't know if we're gonna do like a big pool of health for or how the fight's gonna work or anything, but just something to help us out.
Okay. So like for me, what I'll say with that, so we'll just have you make like a crafting check, but I'm gonna have you use your charisma because you're kind of instructing other people on how to do it as well.
Okay.
So just roll a d20, add your proficiency and a charisma bonus, and then we'll just kind of use that as like the basically level of how well your bonus that you're trying to assist with like the coming fight's gonna be, whether it be like a certain d4 roll or a certain amount of potions for X amount of people.
Natural 20, and then he gives you another effect.
I'm gonna spend my Tides of Chaos to give myself advantage on this d20 test. Oh my god, a 4 and a 3. Do I add proficiency?
Yep, you add your proficiency, you add your charisma.
12.
12? Okay.
It's not you, it's them. They're not receptive.
And honestly, it is kind of that because you're finding yourself almost like trying to explain to like a kid like something brand new, like how to do it, and like watching them do it, and what all you want to do is like grab it and show them like how you're supposed to actually do it, and you just find yourself all throughout the night constantly doing it and doing a lot of the work. Like they're just like hands on an assembly line almost, and that's what you end up with is making it. You're like, okay, look, this is all you're gonna do. This
You
is all
boil
you're
water.
gonna do.
You grind this up.
That's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
it ends up coming down to, because like they're not grasping it, they're not getting the knowledge, like it's not fully getting to them, because you do have to boil it to a certain point. Some of the ingredients have to be ground down, some of them have to be like saturated in water. Like there's just a process to it that like you're able to stick with the program and break from it a little bit because you understand the rules and how to break them. Whereas for them, like even trying to do everything right to a T, they just don't have it like the way you do. They haven't been refining it how you have. Their knowledge of herbs though helps in a way to where like they're able to actually even want to help you and are able to help you. So we'll keep that 12 in mind, and we will have that ready for a bonus. And I think it'll be probably much easier to just figure out when the time comes of how the battle and stuff works out, that whether it be, like I said, a certain amount of potions for people or whatever.
Okay.
Steiner.
They're getting half pay for their work. Damn guy's not listening.
All right. Anything else anybody's doing? You will. I'm just gonna say you take an exhaustion. You'll have an exhaustion point. I don't know if they have like a roll or anything with that anymore. If you just take it past a certain amount of time, but
It affects all your rolls.
yeah, that's what it is. There's no levels to it, right? You just take a -1 at it.
-2, I think, for every level.
Oh,
Every
okay.
level.
I'll just
Either way, you have 1 point of exhaustion.
got it.
I don't know if there's a way to like roll and resist it though, but I'm just gonna say you
That's
got
okay.
a point
Yeah,
of
yeah.
exhaustion.
I mean, I fought and then I worked through it. It's
Yeah.
it's fine.
I think die at 6.
Yeah, that's okay.
You die at 6.
Yeah, you're just dead at 6.
So, I probably would, like, as soon as we leave the long haul, I'd probably just try to expend whatever spell slots and everything I have left, just going around healing people, especially those that are doing any sort of physical labor, like dealing with the bodies or people who are, you know, already going to be posted up on watch and stuff like that, just making sure that they'll be healthy enough to get through the night, and then I'll just head back to the farm, do another quick check on all the animals, and then head into some sort of, you know, I guess like meditation because of what happened earlier.
Okay.
In terms of like trying to just, I guess maybe even trying to like, I've been so afraid since we had that fight with the Dark One, to like even reach out to like try to connect with like my guardian. But now that I have felt like, and maybe it wasn't me, and it's kind of maybe a little ignorant to do this, but I just kind of feel like, oh, I had this experience going through this process, and I felt like I had some control, so maybe I could reach out to that guardian without putting it in imminent danger, especially if the Dark One is allegedly somewhere else.
Okay.
So it's not like looming over me in this area so close to it.
All right. Let's have you roll a. We'll use like a spell casting check, basically. So, I think it's just gonna be your d20 plus your wisdom, because it's not like an attack roll. It's just like a spell casting ability check.
Like the modifier?
Yeah. Which I think is just your wisdom.
Okay. Well, 13.
13. All right. We'll get back to that in a second.
Oh, you're dead.
I will say that Rodeer is one you would probably heal, just a little bit, and Orban. The two of them took a ton of damage.
I wouldn't say that.
Kane, where are you heading? Just back to your
Kane's limping
house?
out,
Yeah.
fucking bleeding on the
So
ground.
Kane's not really around, but Kane's dead. Really hurt as well. A lot of people like disperse really fast, but for those of you that are kind of assisting at the end here of the fighting and stuff, the bodies of the Hjalfgar are basically just brought down over to the beach, kind of in that direction. Eventually Gimdall, so you have like the cart that just has like a bunch of these Hjalfgar like bodies like just draped over it, and you're dragging it over because they're gonna just be burned basically on like by the beach. Like they're just setting them in a pile and fucking lighting them on fire. Gimdall walks over, starts to kind of from the wall. So as you're like going toward the beach, he kind of meets you. You can definitely tell just by the way that he's like looking. Like you just kind of slow up and look to see what he wants. He's all the health go.
Yep.
Do you have a sharp weapon with you by chance?
Yep.
Will you do me a favor then?
Yep.
Man of many words.
I'll be at the wall. Bring me their heads.
All of them, or like?
All of them. Is that a problem?
No. I got it.
He turns around and walks away.
Just hit you up again.
He's like, yep, I mean, nope.
I don't want to. Oh, I have another axe. I got 2 axed up now.
Double axed.
Double axe. One's a little baby axe though.
We do that one.
Well, I did use it with a shield, but I'm never doing that ever again. So.
Oof. Shields.
I will cut all of the heads off.
Alright. You end up cutting probably close to 25 heads off of bodies.
That's a lot of heads to carry.
So essentially you just like bring the wagon over to the wall and just start lopping their heads off, and then as you are, there's a few people around, Seafram, Gimdall, whatever, they have a lot of wooden stakes that they're taking up to the top part of the wall and kind of like tying it as they're like just like jamming these pikes up into the heads of people. Some of them are popping out of the mouth, some of them like from the cheek, like they're just not it's not like a ginger, like they're just like sliding them and setting them up. After you've lopped all the heads off and bring the bodies over toward the shore, you can see Egrin is over here, as well as Falden and Helmand. All three of them dwarven individuals are sitting over there throwing a bunch of scrap, kind of cut up sawed wood, little kindling basically of like a bunch of sawdust that seems to have been packed into like kind of like a ball or cube or whatever it might be, that they have like a bunch of it thrown down, and they light the fire, and you're just sitting there like throwing one body after another onto it. You start to smell the burning flesh and everything, and the smell it's a little unpleasant and eerie, but you don't really hold any emotion too much with it. Like, you kind of get it. It is what it is, and you right now start to really feel at war almost.
thought you were gonna say tired, dude.
That too. You can feel everything kind of brewing. I will say for sure. But now you're starting to, even though you're tired right now, it's very obvious to Brodier that a lot more of this is going to happen, and you're getting ready to go and do probably one of the biggest fights you'll ever have in your life, essentially. Your time being here, you've always helped on the farm, but you know that you're a strong, good warrior. You know that you are going to war, and you are going to do so alongside a lot of people. But nonetheless, as you finish doing all of that, nothing seems to need to be done anymore. You can see over to the far side this large, basically, patch that is between where the nomad camp is and where the wall is kind of being built on the far side. There's a little bit of forest, but there's this large kind of open field that doesn't have like a bunch of tree stumps or anything. It's just like nice open space. The ground right now is cold. It's a little hard. So as far as like burying somebody or doing that, a little bit of a struggle. So you can see a bunch of fires that are being lit in that field to essentially like warm the area, and then you see a bunch of people gathering shovels and stuff in that region as well. The snow kind of melting away off of the top of the ground there, to probably by morning time be a little softer with the sunlight on it as well to dig essentially. And you can see 3 or 4 of those wagons that have a few bodies in them with the sheets kind of drawn over them, and a lot of the nomadic individuals around. The nomadic individuals are who take kind of charge of this, as you're pretty sure that if they've ever had to bury somebody, you know, out and about in the wilderness, they've probably had to do the same thing, where they just kind of melt the ground pretty good and then begin to do so. It's pretty common for you guys as Vikings, as far as your burial rituals go, to just have some sort of like marking, like a normal headstone kind of thing. You get buried with some belongings, typically gold or whatever it might be, valuables. But you watch that kind of take place over to the side as you're walking back to the farm to rest for the night.
Simon's doing that. Kane, you head back to your house just to rest, or is there anything you're doing?
I used to beat up to really do anything else, so he's just tending his wounds and resting.
Good. So for you, Voktash, you start to try to feel that same kind of like pull or connection in your deep kind of meditative state that you can kind of fall into. And it feels easy to kind of slip into that dreamland or that space, like in your mind. You can feel almost like a weak connection in a way. Like it's hard to it's hard to just like accomplish right now what it is you're trying to do, and you're not sure exactly what it is that's causing the difficulty. But you can still feel that connection to this guardian. It's just really distant,
Okay.
and it doesn't feel like it's like a physical distance thing. It feels more of like a spiritual connection kind of distance. Like you know that it's there, and you know that you can like kind of tap into it and feel it, and it almost just gives you a little bit more reassurance that you know that it's still there and that you can still kind of like feel it. So you know that your guardian's not like hurt or worse. With that, everybody finds rest for the most part. Going into the next day, it's cloudy outside. There's not a lot of wind. It's pretty quiet for the most part. You can see a lot of activity up by the walls, though, for those of you who are near them. The walls bordering basically the entire village at this point. It feels like a normal day and looks like a normal day around the village, but you do start to see certain people doing tasks that are obviously in preparation to go to war, basically, to go fight.
Early in the morning, I'd find Kane, or I'd go to Kane's like workshop if he's there.
Okay.
Whatever his forge.
Got it. Early in the morning, Kane, what would you find yourself doing at your house there?
He's probably inside, just you know, if I have like papers and stuff, but like
Probably some crude maps, if that's what you're getting at, like plannings-wise.
yeah, just looking over shit.
Yeah, did some pretty crude maps. You know that Voktesh has some pretty good ones that he draws up himself typically, but yeah, you have at least rough draft type maps that you can work on if you wanted to. So you make your way over to the forge. You can see fire from the inside of his home, smoke bellowing from the chimney. The snow kind of packed on top, snow around it. You do know that he's probably home.
I'll go knock on his door.
Yeah.
Kane? Can I come in?
Of course.
I'll enter his house.
Big mistake.
Boom, boom! There's 10 people in here. They're waiting for this.
I'm just in the middle of putting on my health guard hood.
You let him in. I was just wondering if you could sharpen this, and I guess you could also maybe look at the rune if you wanted to. Hand you my great axe.
You were so afraid to let him look at it before, and now you're just handing it off.
Right.
He's gonna steal the rune, dude. You fucked up.
It's my room now, he's chiseling it out.
It was all part of the
Yeah.
plan.
As soon as I hand it to him.
What's that?
He just saws that part of the handle off.
Here's your axe. It's a mop. It's a stick.
Couldn't at least sharpen the stick?
You said you got another axe. That's on you.
Observe the rune, I guess.
Okay. It doesn't take you a ton of time to understand the rune itself, but looking at it, it's the first rune that you have kind of encountered that is like this physical, magical rune itself. It's not just like carved into it, how you normally like do your rune smithing, how you can put certain runes into items to make them have little magical properties or whatever it may be. This rune is a physically created rune with magical properties to it that is a little bit out of the scope of what you can do as far as like making it. But if you were to set it in something else, you could do so. You understand the properties of the rune, what the rune does, but you can't like make another one or make a bunch of them. Like it seems pretty unique, and the magic and rune carving that's involved with it is probably something of like, you know, stone giant type crafting level, essentially, to do anything with it. If you wanted to take it out and like set it in something else, though, you have the ability to do that. Like you would know how to do that. And he's got the rune if you want to know exactly what it does and what it is. But
You able to make more of those?
No.
No.
The rune itself is magic. Instead of the rune bestowing magic.
Makes sense, I guess.
Could probably take it out if you wanted something else.
I'll like it in this.
Fair enough.
Your axe feels room temperature.
I'll say anything out loud, but when I see Brodier, I try to recall this moment of recalling the fight.
Mm-hmm.
And can I recall any of their healthcare like reactions to seeing him as a wolf?
A couple of them got bricked up, for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
He's
they
right.
definitely seemed interested in it, but didn't seem submissive by any means to it, especially just out of preservation and fighting. Like, once they got attacked by him, they just fought it, but they weren't, like, bowing or fucking listening to anything he was gonna say in a way.
Should have. It's gonna be a lot.
Unfortunately, can't become the boss of all of them.
Not yet. Maybe soon.
Is that all you needed?
Thank you.
Alright, get out. I'm busy.
And then I'd leave.
Okay. So you guys can basically do whatever throughout the day. You'll have this day, and then whenever the plan essentially comes together, which will probably be brought to the Jarl at some point, either tonight or tomorrow evening. But
he said 2 days.
for now, if
Like
you
3
guys,
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know as far as you, Kane, like if you were kind of taking it on yourself to just kind of like make the plan, or if you were gonna consult with anybody and try to like get everybody together, or whatever it is that you're doing, but you can kind of freely talk to try to figure something out. You also have your stone to communicate to Boar with, to coordinate anything to the Rockbeards in order to do so. And I also will pull this back up. Oh, I forgot to show this to Ikizu.
That's me.
That's you?
Yeah.
What's up?
I know.
So this is basically your map.
Not my final form,
This
but
is
it is
the-
my third form.
I tried to show this to you.
All the
earlier.
dream NPCs are just.
I'm just messing with
Crazy.
everyone. I'm every NPC.
That guy's cool, dude. You should talk to that guy more.
I
That's
forgot
me.
to explain all the
That's
runes
me.
and shit set in it too, but that's
Also see how
There
you
you
can
go.
pick up his gear. That shit's fire.
Wait, you got 1v1 him, take his gear.
alright. And
Thank you
here
for
is.
soda.
First thing I was gonna do was go to Kane's house with my map. and
Whoa, we're all going
everything
to
for
Kane's house. Everybody
Shit,
gather,
I'll go.
gather up at Kane's house.
He walked away before we were like, we should probably meet up in the morning, so he didn't know, but he's hosting.
We,
He's always
me and Boktash are standing there,
the
we see
breakfast?
Brodier walk out.
We are playing, guys.
Yeah, I'll go there too.
This guy he didn't make cheesy eggs and bacon for his bros. What the fuck?
You got cheese?
When the Jarl said 2 days, did he mean 2 days for
2
that
full
day,
days and then
or-
leave on the 3rd day.
You guys can do your planning and
Motherfucker, dude.
Oh, it's
bring
all
it to
up
him
to
and
us.
figure it out.
It's
And then
over. He's gonna leave without us.
Is this really temple?
They're pretty good too.
Really? Thank
So
you.
Brodir, as you go to walk out, both Volkesh and Steiner are standing outside the door. You can see Sigrid off to the side as well.
What are you doing here?
I was just getting my axe sharpened.
That is really
Is it Chopper?
It's alright.
Hey guys.
What's up? You coming to Kane's house too?
I mean, yeah, I bringing my maps and
Did I miss annual Mute at Kane's house day?
I'll show up, bring some food.
yesterday I said we were gonna meet
We're
up.
Oh,
going to
yeah.
Kane's house?
Hell yeah. Making a party.
Yeah, Lyra walks up with a basket.
I already knew.
I know Kane loves having a lot of people at his house.
Especially first in the morning.
he's like, please leave.
He left before we decided we were gonna meet up, and so I figured I would just come here to get him if nothing else. But looks like everybody else is here.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure his wounds weren't infected. He looked pretty slashed up last night.
Yeah, I was gonna try to help him. He just took off.
Took off what?
He left.
He left.
Oh.
Just took off his pants.
Like, it's cold. No need to take your pants off.
Or we just all going in. Okay.
You could hear them kind of outside talking before.
It's Brody, he's back.
I have food.
I'll walk to the door this time.
Yeah.
The cavalry's here.
Well, I was just coming to get you so we could start our planning since we don't have a whole lot of time. But everybody else showed up too.
Beach
Did you guys
episode.
coordinate this?
Kind of.
I wish.
I was just here.
I thought we were gonna meet at the long haul. I said let's meet up in the morning, but you'd already left, so I was coming to get you. And I guess everyone else thought we were meeting at your house. So
Yeah, I figured you didn't want to come outside.
Totally missed that we were
So I
meeting.
brought
I
food.
just was here.
I have like just trousers on and a big fucking wrap around my shoulder.
Yeah, that's definitely
any-
gonna get infected.
you need any help with that?
He does. I'm looking at it now. He
It's not
does.
bleeding anymore.
That's a good sign.
Can I?
It's
You wanna
not
look
always
at
a
it?
good sign.
Oh no. What does that mean?
Come inside.
At this point, so Kane basically, like I said, just kind of has like trousers like on, the wrap around his shoulder. You can see his form more than you've ever really seen it before. Like Brodir is like huge, like strong individual, but he's not like quite like cut up. You know, like he's just has like natural, like really strong individual, big, powerful kind of build to him. Like he's just a strong dude. Kane, his physique is more like been refined through forging and like fighting and all sorts of other things to where like he's just got like a fucking like thick neck, like big traps. His arms are like kind of cut up. Like he is strong by trade.
Wash his clothes like this.
Yeah, right. Right. He's strong by trade. Like he kind of has like a real like strongman build to him. I'd say Brodir probably actually does too. He kind of has like, he's not like abs. He kind of has like a little belly, but it's not like a fat belly. It's like a strongman belly. Like it has like rigidity to it. Like he is large. But like I said, this is your first time like really seeing Kane in this kind of get up. Normally he's like either fully clothed or has all his armor on. So now like him being here at his house, you guys kind of catch him early in the morning. Lyra comes in with a little bit of food. You guys start to sit around the table, and you know that you probably have today and then tomorrow will more than likely be when you leave to go and
When we
attack.
leave,
and fight.
okay.
So, Volkesh walks in. Volkesh, what do you have with you? Like, what are you carrying? What
What
is
you
that
offered?
look
I
like
pretty much just have the map. I'm just holding on to the
The
map
map.
that I usually have like carried, like
that you
fold
keep
it up,
sketching
tuck in my
out.
bag, and so I'll just unfold it and spread it out across the table.
Okay.
And I'll actually be a little like rude about it. I'll just kind of actually just push it out of the way, like.
That didn't seem delicate.
All his cups.
Alright.
You don't You don't get company very often, do you?
No.
Oh, sorry.
You don't seem like you go to other people's houses very often. You knocked everything off the table.
You did do that.
Well,
What was that for?
He's making room for the man.
nothing's broken. I'll start.
That's definitely broken.
Clank, clank.
That does.
Crash.
Hopefully that wasn't a family heirloom or anything.
Well, I figured the best thing for us to do now is to just plan a route and
Yeah.
figure out where exactly we want to go. It's a good start, at least. So, I'll start pointing. I'll be like, we're here. They're in this area. I'll kind of point to where that highlighted area is. Those ruins, I think, are like right around here that we were told about. I don't think we saw those when we ventured out that way.
The ruins are basically the camp that you guys stumbled on. There was like
Oh.
a ruin kind of spot. 'Cause
Okay.
There was like in the distance, like you could kind of see it. There were like steps leading to something, and it was like it's set in the mountainside, so it
Okay.
was like technically kind of ruins. But for
So
you
that-
guys, yeah,
Yeah, I'll be like, here's the ruins. What's that other mark?
that's where they like the camp is. This is just like an X that I put. I don't know what this little squiggly is, but
I thought it was a tent.
yeah, it kind of looks like a tent. But like between here and here is where
No, that's a 10.
they think that the camp was itself. Closer to this side though.
What's that little town down there?
Belby. That's the one that just got
Yeah.
destroyed.
That doesn't exist anymore.
Pour one
so
out.
we'll just-
And
Oh, cool. Wait, put your hand back.
guessing based on what we were told from how far they were from Felby and the attack and everything, probably only really in this area here. So, remember how the side of the forest or the river was there, and the forest is really rocky, really craggly. So we'll have to get inland a little bit. So I don't know if you have any thoughts about where we should plan to set up before we charge on in.
Or, is Gadolin gonna be there on time?
Should be.
Alright.
It's a large area though.
It's true. It could be, hard to find.
Do we know exactly where Galen's gonna start?
I think we told him to go a specific way. And then,
Their
I think east and then south or something.
their like actual camp is like 180 of it is just like walled in, right? Am I
Part
thinking
of-
this right?
Are you thinking of?
Yeah,
the-
like when you showed us that map, it was like stone,
Like the
on the
half
two
guard.
sides, like completely.
Like their
Yeah.
main camp.
And then
Yeah,
there was like
the main,
Yeah, the ruins.
the main camp has like the lower part of it where that little like river is, right? There was like forest and all sorts of shit. They had little tiny tents and camps set up outside of that, and then there was like these natural steps leading up to where their main part of it was set, and there was a very large kind of like cliff, like rock wall that wrapped around in like a U shape, and then in this back corner of it, it went up further, and there was like random ruins and pillars and shit over in that direction, but it's like was not relevant or important to anything, but it is an area that is known obviously by the Jarl because he specifically called it like the ruins or ruins, so it's been inhabited by them since.
okay.
We should probably, if we didn't already, let them know to avoid that area and make their way around it, hopefully without being spotted.
I don't think we have any way to really communicate that quickly, unfortunately.
Yeah, we do. Got the
Yeah, he's got a sending stone.
magical stone.
That's
Oh.
how he sent the message to begin with.
One more question.
Yeah.
They have the main camp and then there's like a side camp, right?
Correct.
It seems like the side campus.
The side camp is what is going to be getting attacked.
We're
That's the
attacking
plan
the
is
side
to
camp.
attack the
Okay.
side camp.
That was my next question.
So
Yeah, they have-
so this X is the ruins. Seafram was scouting
Runes.
people going from here down and like large amounts of them. When he was following them, he watched somewhere within this area. He doesn't remember quite where, but could probably find it again. Between this X and this X, their camp, large camp, probably 100 or so individuals in a field essentially that's set inside of a forest. So it's kind of off the beaten path, set back in a forest but it's low, like it's kind of like a valley outside of the forest. So there's like forest surrounding it, and then the valley itself is open, kind of snowy field right now that they have found themselves set in, and they've kind of camped in this spot just because there's so many of them and there's not like a great spot for them to sit, so they're kind of set up here. And he was watching shipments of weapons being brought to there, and then as they were amassing, he kind of put two and two together, like, holy shit, we're only like a day and a half away from Feldby, let them know. So the plan that the Jarl, basically all the Jarl, his input toward this was that we're going to hit this camp and kill as many as we can and take whatever we can and like basically like put a hurt on them, like crutch their like efforts. Like we need to go on the offensive and we're doing it now. You guys basically right now like directing toward Kane, but you know, you guys come with some sort of a plan to attack this camp. We have the Rockbeards, and then you guys have probably within your village of people that are going to
4 people.
there's probably close to about 60 to 70 able-bodied people that will come fight. However, taking all 60 or 70 of your able-bodied people from Skalavik probably isn't going to happen. So you're looking anywhere from maybe 20 to 40, not including you guys.
Is there a secret entrance through the mountains?
Well, there's not really that many mountains down here.
It's not a mountain.
That's like, so
There's a
right where their
neck
camp
mountain.
was like kind of as we were like heading up like a large hill or mountain, right?
Sorry, one more time.
Well, right,
This
right where that
hilly, right?
ruined camp is, like
It's hilly?
to get from the river to where
Yeah,
that
it's-
was, we were going up a
It's
hill.
like a hilly forest.
Yeah.
Oh, hilly forest.
So we could head east till we're about a day's north of Feldby and then camp there.
If the plan is to hit them in between the ruins and camp, like from that side, we should be prepared for the possibility that we will be attacked from behind. Maybe some sort of signal or an alternate plan in case it happens.
How far are we from Feldby?
Feldby's easy on the river because you take the current,
Unless
and
we're
it probably
gonna
only takes you like
east
a
this
day.
way.
Whereas like by horse or walking is like 3 because it's like mucky swamp and shit.
So where's Gadolin going? Like up here somewhere?
That was however wherever Kane directed them or wants them to be is where they'll end up. So you guys can
Figure it out.
plan it how you want to.
Let's put them up here.
Oh.
There you go.
My thought, go this way
Mm-hmm.
till we're like right in here.
Yeah.
And then when we are ready to push, we just go north and then head northwest across that area until we run into where they're at.
Is that just like an open plain though? Will they see
Well,
the
it's a
plain?
forest, but
Oh, they're
we'll
forest.
find the plane that they're in.
Well, I think the hope is a large amount of their numbers are at the camp there on the X. Take them out. I don't know if we can attack one camp and then go to the other.
No, I'm not suggesting we attack that one. That X in the bottom right is not where they're at.
I think it is. There a large
No,
number of their
there's-
forces.
Sorry.
Aren't they just all
They're
in
like
that yellow?
somewhere in here,
So
right?
like this highlighted spot is
Billy
somewhere
said this
there.
X doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, it's just
Oh,
like
okay.
me
They're
putting
just
like
in
somewhere
this
between
area.
here and here.
Oh.
So what I was saying is we come across here and then we just kind of push this way until we find out where they're at in here, not go all the way to there.
All right.
You really
You're
fucked us
pretty-
up with this X,
You're
dude.
pretty confident. I'll make it a little easier. Seafram could probably pinpoint where their large camp is.
Okay.
Like he's probably gonna have to go back around and try to like look and find it really quick, but like he could get a general idea of where you guys could be to be not just like stumbling into it, right? Because if
Still kind of like going this way anyway.
Like the cross of
Yeah.
the fence, yeah.
Yeah.
Because then we don't have to worry about the Elfgar from the north.
We
Yeah.
do, if we go that way though, we
So kind of like
can't stop
pincer
from
them
running.
this way.
Yeah. Because then if you have the Gadolin group come down
From the hills?
Mm.
from from like in here, they come down and kind of do the opposite. We should close in on them.
But there's none stationed at Furby. Wouldn't they like?
You say Furby?
Furby? More like deadbeat, you know what I'm saying?
Rip Furby.
You don't think that they just stay around like and they'll
Probably,
see us?
probably not.
No, that's too far.
I don't know. It's possible, but
Then why
They-
would you say probably not?
They probably burn it to the ground.
but it doesn't really make a ton of sense. I don't know.
Neither
How
be
far
bad
is
or
the
just,
swamp
reading
go?
maps.
Because Felby's in the swamp, right?
It's this top part of it. It's like where it starts, basically. Only part of it's in like a. The top part of it's more like a marshy.
Are we fighting alligators? Is what we're trying to
The top part of it's more like marshy, where there's like still some dry land and fertile like soil, like decent enough soil to like build on. But everything south of it just turns into like a swamp. Like southeast of it, the other side of it's more rocky. But that same swamp that you guys went into like before, that was off the lake shore, like that swamp continues all the way up the lake side to where Felby is, just because of the elevation. Like it's kind of like this, right? Like so one side's rocky and whatever, and then the side that Felby's on is like kind of into a valley, so a lot of the water runs off in that direction.
Maybe I don't know. Do we think it might be a good idea to maybe show ourselves from this side and draw them towards us, and then Gatlin comes in from behind to kind of cut off, in case there are any runners that want to head to the ruins. Maybe we can avoid that and catch them by surprise.
Do you think they have like ships stationed like on the river at all?
It's
or do we not know?
It's
'Cause we
possible.
could cut them off that way too.
Well, they were dragging their ships down the river from the hill at top where they were at, and being wintertime, it's probably completely frozen over.
We also have, like, at least on our side, we have some sort of a blockade of nets, so we would have known something.
That's fair. Makes sense. I don't know how winter it was. I know snow happened today.
But I don't.
I think that's fine.
Maybe we try to hide. I mean, it doesn't sound like we're gonna have a ton of people, anyways. But maybe we, well, I don't know. Maybe we do show all our numbers at once, like at least from our side. I'm just trying to think what would draw all of them towards us.
Just concerned about coordinating the time because
Yeah.
we don't know exactly where it's at and can only send one message a day to Boar.
Maybe we
Can
get
he
it.
send one back to you?
Yes.
So you can send one and he sends one back?
Maybe we send who was the Seafram was the one scouting?
Yep.
Maybe we send Seafram ahead to get exact positioning on the day, and then we let them know, or the day before.
If we're gonna be camped out, we can find their location before.
Yeah.
Probably be fine.
I'll draw some crude lines. Just kind of like etch like a line across, and then like our direction, and then like kind of circle an area above, and kind of draw a line down from where they'll go from.
Maybe we set up a camp as a trap, draws them in, and then Gadolin comes from behind. Nobody's in the camp. We're hidden amongst the trees, amongst the shrubs, whatever we can find, in the snow even, and
Well, it'll be hard to set up a camp in the forest.
Well, at night
Well-
you can do fires.
that's what I'm thinking. The idea is to get them to come to us in some way. That way, Gadolin can come from behind and cut them off.
It's not bad, yeah. They do favor a little more guerrilla tactics.
Yeah, they like striking by night.
I guess my only thought about that is, what if they don't send everyone? And then,
Well, that's what Gatlin's for. Gatlin
But-
goes through their camp.
but
and
if-
we're
that trap camp doesn't really work then, because they only send half towards us. They keep half behind. Gatlin tries to come up behind. That other half is still there waiting for them, because they're at their camp. And then we're a split force fighting, still 50-50 each.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be a perfect plan, but I think we can come up with something.
I think our biggest concern would be them running back and getting more people,
Yeah.
which I think his plan kind of eliminates that.
Well, even if they run and tell them that we attacked, it'll take a day or two for that person to get there and then them send anybody back.
We don't know how this camp looks like, right?
No, I think
No.
we just want to get in, hit them, and leave.
But
No, I understand.
That's
But
the
then-
plan, because I think they...
So even if they run,
yeah, but if we can wipe them all out without anybody leaving, then we have more time to prepare to attack the main camp. If that makes sense.
I think Safer mentioned they had a fair bit of supplies throughout this camp, so hopefully we can use that to kind of extend our resources, maybe regroup, and then be ready for fighting their main force or whatever's left of their main force.
If we have a decisive victory against their secondary camp, then once we're reunited with Gaeland, I'm sure we can make a good push on their main holdout.
Probably true, yeah.
If somebody gets away, then they would know we're coming.
Maybe
The
we
next
should
one.
maybe we should just operate under the assumption that they are going to find out, and we should just be ready to, I don't want to say retreat, but regroup with Gatlin's forces and either relocate somewhere so they don't know where we're at, or regroup and then make a push towards them regardless of whether or not they know we're coming.
I say we find a way to scout this camp out completely. Maybe somebody turns into a mouse and we just see what it looks like, see what our advantages are, our disadvantages are,
Yeah.
and then maybe we come in on either side, depending.
Scout.
we can do that. It'll just take longer.
Well,
I think if we have Seafon scout ahead as we're marching, I think that's the way to go to give us as real time a position of where they're at as we can get. As long as he's coming with us, I don't know who's going and who's staying.
And as for a secondary push, I don't know if the Jarl would want us to do that or not.
Yeah, I guess we can kind of present the idea to him and see what he thinks.
You did
If
say
anything-
Kane is in charge.
If anything, you'd want to do it with Gaeland, and there'd be no point to send them back home to regroup again later.
That's true.
It takes too much time to
Yeah.
set that up.
It's like
I don't know how, they don't seem to be ones to retreat, though. They seem to be ones to fight to their death.
well, they want to die.
Exactly.
But they're obviously a little bit
They're
smarter
okay
than we
with it.
gave them credit for before.
Billy,
Yes.
have we had some of them try to run? I feel like when they tried to assassinate me when I was on the guard, I feel like a couple of them ran, didn't they? Or tried to?
I think the foot soldiers are maybe a little bit less convicted than than some of the higher ups
Yeah,
or
'cause I
the
swear
wolf
someone-
berserkers.
Yeah, they might not have
At
been-
least one of them ran.
Yeah,
They might
so
not have been
part
running.
Of that was more or less like an inescapable sense of fear that hit some of them when you transformed into a 14-foot bear.
That's fair.
Yeah, it wasn't like I'm giving up. It was I don't know what I'm doing. I'm in over my head, run away. But then more came out from the trees. Don't know if they were the same ones or if there was more, whatever it was, but
Okay.
I think, I guess, have we ever gotten the idea from fighting any of them that they're willing to abandon, like, oh, I'm willing to die because I worshipped a cool, like, are any of them willing to, like, they're like, nope, screw this, I'm out. Like, I'm gonna die if I don't run.
Definitely seems like their religious beliefs hold priority over just about anything else. Like they have
Okay.
more of a devout belief in the
Unless
and
they're
the
gonna
whole,
die to a bear, then they start
the
running.
whole thing of death doesn't really scare them. And you've got that through trying to interrogate a few of them and seeing their demeanor when they're threatening them with, killing them, basically. Some of them have even just outright given you information because they're so confident in their resolve and their beliefs.
There's another option of opening up a road here as a wolf.
That's true. It might draw them in as well. I don't know if it's worth the risk of him potentially losing control. I don't know. It's your gift. So I think if we wanted to do something like that, you'd have to make the call there.
Didn't you get kicked last time? You were a wolf?
No, it was him.
Oh, you were a wolf. Were you a wolf? Was
Yeah,
it you?
he was-
Oh,
he was
shoot. Hello. I wasn't there for that, I guess. I was.
The wolf that I turned into and the wolf that Rodier turns into are not the same.
Oh, I know.
It's true.
I mean, I've heard.
If he got kicked as a wolf, that person's face gets eaten.
You should probably do that then. That'd be very good for
Well.
their face to get eaten. We'd be fine. We're obviously friends.
True.
Oh no, the few times I've turned into the wolf, they didn't seem like that, oh, it's our god or anything like that. But I also do hit them almost immediately, so that could be the reason.
Just depends on how much you could control it.
Well, I don't know. The bear might
We
be
can definitely-
a more enticing target than the wolf to them. Because they revere the wolf, but I don't know if they necessarily run towards it and try to fight it.
Can you only? This is outside of this conversation. Can you only turn into the wolf like when it's a full moon, or is it at will?
Kinda at will. Kinda.
Okay,
Mostly at will.
mostly at will.
I'm mostly not at will, I would say. At least the wolf.
Mostly not at will. Okay.
The
Gotcha.
bear's pretty at will. Don't look at me in the roll, dude.
What was it? Why did you shake his head?
Dude,
Oh,
what?
no.
Stop, dude.
It's not looking.
You don't want me to. I want to.
No, don't do it.
It's not looking good for you. I'll tell you that.
You start randomly rolling, I'll never be able to play D&D. I'll just be panicking the whole time.
Why that face?
Dude, fuck off. What are you doing to me, dude?
I write stuff down every time you do it, though. More convincing.
It's fun to do.
Dude, you're not writing anything, dude.
No, he's not.
He just said he.
He knows.
Do not grab another dice and write something down, dude.
I'm writing.
The fact that he's picking something isn't good. He didn't just grab a random dice. He's like hand picking.
Don't turn into a bear right now.
Can't tell if it's a series anymore.
We're not. There's not enough room in this fucking house for us to fucking.
I punch you in the nuts.
Why?
For 18, I do 15 damage.
Punch me in the nuts and did 15 damage? The fuck are you?
Obliterated.
This guy's strong. Why are you using spells? Start punching people in the nuts, dude.
Yeah.
nuts are a vulnerable spot.
It's not easy to just hit people in the nuts in the middle of
It's so
combat.
easy,
but when
dude.
you're just sitting there drooling over a piece
So
of paper, it's really easy.
He's right. He's
Nut
right.
check, dude.
Um,
15 damage. What did you roll for damage? What the fuck?
I rolled a d8 and a d6.
Holy fuck.
And then I added 5, even though that doesn't work with my character at all. But I still did it.
if we can only lure, if we are going to go forward with this plan, if we can only lure half the force, is the plan the same? We each fight half and then regroup? What do you
I'm
guys
in
think?
favor of that.
I think it'd be better to
Really far from the camp, could just fight the half. Sure, we could take half of the camp with just us, and then push into the rest of the camp with Gadolan.
Have you messaged today?
No.
Do we know how many people they're bringing?
We can ask.
I feel like that's a good
Probably would have told
question.
me at some point. They're on the move right now.
I think, personally, I think us all attacking at once is probably a better idea, but
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying, you know, we draw them out and then we attack and then there's a delay. I think the idea is, in time with them, you know, we send our, you know, message when they're ready, like, we're drawing them out now, start running. So I think the plan is to, if we can coordinate it anyways. That was kind of my idea. I don't think, I agree, I don't think we should, have like a big time delay in between the fighting forces attacking.
Well, both of us will be fighting solo anyway as groups, so presumably they're not going to know that their scout force is being destroyed.
Yeah.
So I feel like it just makes more sense to attack with Gadolan to minimize risks of losing more people.
And I guess another thing, does the plan stay the same if they've for some reason gathered a larger force at this camp than we anticipated?
Well, the bait's the risky part because we don't know how they react to it.
Yeah.
They could not send anyone.
I think that's what I'm worried about is we shouldn't rely on any of them getting drawn out and maybe just plan on
Alright.
If we're assuming anyway that they're gonna get information back, we could all just group up and then try to bait them out. Instead of attacking instead of them attacking the camp and we bait them out, we could all just bait them out.
Sure. I don't think my idea was to use any particular person to draw them out, just to set up a camp that looks like we were there. Maybe it looks like we've gone to bed for the night. Use that to draw them out.
So then we attacking just the main camp with Gadolan and leaving or are we attacking the people that get drawn out?
I think my idea was attacking the people who get drawn out, but if it doesn't draw the whole camp, then I don't know. I guess it makes more sense to attack.
Yeah.
I don't know. We can attack all at once. I don't really know what to think.
I think if
I've been up
they're
all
in this
night.
field and we have Gadolan's army on this side and our forces on this side,
Sure.
and we come charging in and they're just stuck in the middle, it doesn't matter what resources where they're at,
Well,
they're gonna be caught in the middle of a shitstorm. And
regardless of how we pincer them, I think some of them are going to get away.
Well,
So
isn't our
maybe-
objective just to like kind of get them a little
Reduce their
scared?
numbers as much as
Yeah.
possible. Yeah, I mean, I guess we don't have to try to draw them out. We can just run head on at the problem, but I don't know.
Gadolan staggers the people up the path to try and catch stragglers.
Depending on how many numbers they can the spirit. I don't know. I'll be honest. I don't have a great feeling about this. But I trust the spirits, and I don't know. I feel like there's I don't know, something we're not accounting for, something that I can't see, but
We're definitely missing something.
I don't know what else we can do about it.
I just think our biggest surprise right now is to be as aggressive as possible, since we really have not shown them that at all. And we've always kind of waited for them to attack us. So if we show up attacking them before they have any knowledge or reason to believe we would do something like that, that'll, I think, put them in the worst position.
Cool, we can do it that way.
I have a feeling they're gonna be ready for
My
us.
only last concern is I don't know how long they've been in our ranks for and what they might have learned from people.
I'm not really sure how we would even determine something like that.
There's no way to. It's an unknown variable.
Maybe
Ring the whole village.
I don't know how.
They might not even have a camp there anymore.
It's hard to say because it's like we could keep our, general plan a secret, but that doesn't really. I don't know. They know we're marching.
Most of the villages know that we're marching in a few days' time.
I don't really. I don't know. I guess does our plan change if we get close and our scouting party says they know we're coming? What do we do then?
Can't turn back.
Do we just take the same aggressive push forward approach?
Well, hopefully they wouldn't know about Gadland. They might know whether we're coming.
Well, I don't know.
Let's find out that motherfucker Gorndal's conspiring with them.
Who?
Punch that guy in the balls for a 15.
Gorndal?
Yeah.
Gorndal's his name?
Jarl Gorndal.
That's from
Cornballs.
Gadland.
Oh, okay. I forgot his
He
name.
did,
I wrote it down. I
he
think.
did say he was gonna check our Jarl out. I feel like we glazed past that part, but he did say that.
He did also say that this problem is kind of bigger than one village, so. Alright, I mean, I guess aggression is the way to go. We haven't so far tried it.
Set up a day out, I guess, and scout and see what's going on.
True.
Should be enough time to either fall back if they are aware of us or push in if they're not. Maybe they think that they know that we're going to that camp, and we know that they know that, and then we could hit their main camp if they have drawn forces down to the secondary camp. So to see what they did, I guess.
Do we, I don't know, should we come up with a plan for if one of our two forces is discovered and attacked while the other is still getting into position? Is the plan retreat? The plan fight against them until we die? Try to circle around their force as they're attacking us to try to meet up with the other force? I don't know, I feel like there's just so many variables, and maybe we should continue planning as we travel, as we get scouting information.
Yeah, I agree.
I think if either one of us gets attacked before we are ready to attack them, I don't know if there's much either of us would be able to do for each other.
Right.
It'll take a day at least to get to the other group based on where we're talking about setting up.
I don't know.
Hope for the best.
Sure.
Expect the worst.
Usually how it goes. we feel like we have enough info to present it to the Jarl.
He might have some insight as well.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
That's about as much as we're gonna get.
I think at least mentioning the other plan, see what his thoughts on both ideas are.
Sure.
And then if we can't get Seafram to come with us, or if not, I can do the scouting.
I might be able to help out with the scouting as well. Got some
Sigurd's a good
new
scout too.
spells.
Sigurd's a good scout too.
That's true. Are we planning to present it to him tonight, in the morning?
We should do tonight so that way we have more time to plan if something goes wrong. Or if we think of something else tomorrow.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Do we need anything here? Like supplies wise?
Well, I've been working overnight to try and make as much healing supplies as we can with some of the nomads, but beyond that, I mean, I'd imagine we probably need to bring some food. I don't know about anything else. That's probably it. I'd imagine we're crossing the river and then hiking.
Yeah.
It'll take us a day at least to get to wherever we want to set up. Well, a day's worth of, sunlight at least.
I think we should leave as soon as possible.
Do you think we should leave earlier than we planned?
Yes.
Alright.
So that at least cuts out the part of if they know we're coming, we can show up earlier than they think we will, and they're not ready.
We should, then we should find out Gadelin's numbers and how far they are away. And, plan accordingly. But I think, presenting these two plans and seeing, what the Jarl and maybe what Gimdol and Seafram have to say, and then you think as early as tomorrow morning? Do you want to leave even earlier? Midday tomorrow?
I could leave tonight if everyone was ready.
I'll try to be.
I'm ready to kill these fucking bastards.
Yeah, I know I've pitched this approach of drawing them out, but I'm ready to be aggressive.
Taking too many Viking lives. They deserve to be ridded off this realm.
Make my blood boil.
So we go talk to the Jarl now.
Okay.
After I put some clothes on.
I'm gonna also, before we do that, I'm gonna rewrap his bandage so that it's properly wrapped and
I was gonna say,
Clean
I'm
it.
also gonna put some clothes
yeah,
on.
I came here totally without pants on. I just put some on.
Two baronet.
Yeah. Hey, guys, it's winter time. Relax.
I'll just wait outside. While my
I'll
buddy
watch him
gets-
as he gets
Yes, I know
dressed.
you guys get dressed.
This guy a minute.
Alright, you guys all find yourselves outside of Kane's house as he readies himself to head toward the long haul. You guys all go together, plan in mind. Once you get to the long haul, you start to notice it a little bit more around the village. A little bit of urgency, kinda. People are like packing some bags. People are moving with a sense of purpose. There is a lot going on for sure. Once you get to the long haul, it's basically the same story. On the inside of the long haul, you can see a lot of people, familiar and unfamiliar faces, basically checking the fittings of things, like how their armor goes on, adjustments, packing up some bags. There's blades on the table, shields against the walls. It's full. You can hear people talking, the low grumbles and chatters of the long haul itself. In the distance, you can see sitting at the throne is Katala, the wife of the Jarl. Zelfjorn is standing next to her. The two of them seem to be speaking back and forth. Looks to be a little bit heated. It's pretty obvious to tell. You can also see as Jarl Ragnvald kind of walks out from behind the throne where his chambers are. He has a little bit of his armor on. Doesn't appear to be all of it. Doesn't seem like he wears a ton of armor. There's more of like a ceremonial harness that he has that has some proper like sheaths on the sides and one on the back. The blade on the back is just like it seems like a scabbard for probably like a long sword or something equivalent to such. And then he has his scabbards on his side for his other two long swords as well. But nonetheless, as he makes his way out and kind of sees you guys, he more or less like looks at you, Kane, basically acknowledging all of you and such, but kind of looks to you and then doesn't like nod his head quite like toward the back, but like looks at you and is like, okay, come on, and then goes back behind there, where you guys all kind of convene into the back portion. You can see that there's these heavy kind of furs that cover the doorways leading into the back, so you guys all kind of push your way through and in. You can see Ragnvald has over his shoulders his wolf cape that's kind of sitting there. You can see the head of it that's there. He kind of grabs and pulls it in tight as he's sitting kind of close to the fire, rubs his hands and puts them up to it.
Let everybody walk in before me, and then I'm just gonna, because the hall's so full, I'm just gonna scan for eyes that seem to take like close notice. I kind of want to like insight or
Let's
or
do
investigate. I don't know, some maybe perception. I don't know. I just
I'd
want
say
to
either. Let's do insight.
I think
because
just
a few people are probably looking at you, but being able to tell which ones are.
I think just after last night, and then also not sleeping, Steiner's like on high alert.
So you're at a minus. Is it two?
Yes, minus 2, and I'm going to just
Don't paranoid.
What?
Smoking that crack all night.
11.
11.
He said he was making health potions, but we know what he was doing in there.
Smoking crack.
All night.
He was cracked in with his other crack
I probably
buddies.
wouldn't have exhaustion if I was smoking crack.
What are you looking for?
No, you came down now.
The crack.
Your nose bone?
You actually have two
I
exhaustion.
probably would have been sleeping through that whole planning meeting if that was the
I'm
case.
not finding it. It's gone.
Oh,
Oh, never mind. As I said,
Nice.
it's gone.
You lost your nose ring?
the full nose.
Lost my whole
He
nose.
lost his nose.
Table
It's over
lost
there,
nose.
dude.
Ooh, got
Shit,
it.
dude.
Gotcha.
Fuck, dude. I thought my
Right here,
nose
dude.
was over there, dude.
You got my nose, dude.
Keeping it. Keeping it.
I need that, dude. Can't even smell right now, dude.
These
I'll
dice are not loaded. I'll tell you that right now.
They're
Because you
loaded.
warmed those fuckers up, you should put them back in the case and left them, dude.
These are Jerry's dice.
Oh, that's
The
Jerry's.
cold ones are better.
Alright, so as you start kind of like looking around in the long hall, you got like 11, 12, what was it?
11.
11, yeah.
13.
You definitely see people like looking in your guys' direction as you
They're all
start to
evil.
congregate toward the front.
It's all evil
And,
eyes.
The room's full of demons.
none
Not
of them
again.
seem to be sinister by any means, but people do look for sure, and then just continue what they were doing. I will also say within the long haul now, as you're looking off in the distance, this is the first time that you have noticed her around. You see Olga just kind of catches your attention as she's kind of in the far back corner. You can definitely see that she herself is preparing and like getting weaponry and stuff. All of you make your way back and in. After you take a quick glance, you also make your way in there, Saturn?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I was just kind of like the
Yeah.
caboose. I headed in after everyone.
He goes for that.
The
Why do you have your eyebrows so much? Stop.
the Jarl kind of rubbing his hands together and putting them over near the fire that's set in the back here, trying to kind of warm them up.
She might not like this version of Steiner.
So, let's hear your plan.
Assuming Volk's probably would have drawn some markings on the map
Yeah, I
while
did.
you're planning, so I would gesture to him to unfurl the map.
Put the map out. I'll kind of put it over top of the Jarl's map. that he had.
Knock shit over.
Not this time.
He's like, that was a precious family
You gotta stop doing that, man.
No, I'm a little more careful,
Not
but
even
I'll
the
just
first
kind
time
of.
today.
Kind of set it out and grab some heavier.
Yeah.
They're just like small pieces of like iron and like an amulet of a neck, like random shit that you just like set on the corners to hold it in place.
I have a potential couple plans. Some that involve baiting them out, some that involve just a full-on multi-front attack, leaving people behind to cut off the stragglers. There's a few options because we don't really know what we're going into. Also, my big concern was if they were among our ranks. Don't know for how long and what they know. So they might know that we are coming, and I suggest that we leave as soon as tonight.
I've been actually on the walk over here thinking about that as well. You mentioned last night we should be suspicious of those coming in. I think we should be just as suspicious of anyone trying to leave. I don't want to lock anyone in here by any means, but I think it's just as suspicious to be leaving right now as it is to be suspicious of those coming in.
What about you?
I mean,
It is entirely possible that there are more Helfgar here, so we'll keep an eye out for that.
One moment. He kind of walks out. Zelfion. He kind of like gestures for his son to go over, and then kind of goes up toward his ear, and kind of whispers really quick, and he kind of ventures off for him to turn back around to you guys as you are still speaking to him.
Do you think we could be ready to leave sooner than expected?
Well, most everyone that's coming is out there. I think we've got about 20 or so nomads that are ready to fight, that wish to. Aside from that, those that have already come and pledged to the fight: Gimdal, Seafron, Axe, Thorsten, Kaltuk, Lauf, and Olga, and myself, as well as you, the 20 nomads. Close to about 30 strong. I'm sure more will make themselves known here shortly. But once we start to leave, more may add on. If you wish to leave tonight, we can make it happen. We may be just a little less prepared, but it's nothing we can't handle.
Hopefully they will also be less prepared. I don't think there's any amount of preparation we can do to be ready, so we don't really know what we're getting into.
I figured scouting as we march is the most effective way to come up with an effective plan.
I agree, we definitely need more information. Seafron can lead us at least close enough. From there, we may have to scout ahead to find the camp. Nothing too close. Nothing that could get their suspicions risen and keep us from having the element of surprise. But I do agree, we should scout. Have you spoken with anyone from Gatland at all?
Not yet. Can always relay information to them once a day. I want to know for certain what we were going to do today.
Well, they'll probably be there within 2 days or less from when they had left prior.
They're getting close, yes.
So is your plan to just do it as we go along then? Build a plan with more information?
I guess our plan was seeing which, if you guys had any input on the kind of two main plans, drawing their forces out or simply making an aggressive push against their forces, because so far all of our attacks have been reactionary, so they may not be expecting it.
I would favor more towards just attacking them head on. But if you do believe that baiting them out would work better, I trust you.
I think we're leaning towards the all-out attack, but
It's not knowing how many are there, where the camp is, or even if the camp still exists anymore.
I think the plan is to plan on attacking aggressively and be adaptable enough to change if things look pretty different when we're marching towards them.
Alright.
Ideally, we'd eliminate them in one decisive strike before the main camp can have any idea of what's happening. And from there, maybe we could assault them after, while we are united with Gatland together.
Alright. Seems good enough a plan. I think it being as simple as it is will keep us from getting into any sort of unforeseen circumstances or trying to combat everything. We'll be better adapting as we get more information. Good call. I've already informed a few other people, but when it's time to leave, I'll signal with, I'll have somebody signal with 2 long bellows of the horn. And we'll meet at the docks. We have enough boats to get at least 50 people across if need be. I'm leaving behind my son, as well as a few good fighters, and many of the nomads who originally agreed to go. There was about 40. I split it down the middle to keep some here, but maybe we could just leave 10 and keep another 10 with us.
I think as many numbers as we can get, especially if we have to fight 2 battles in the period of a few days.
Well, I'm sure the 6 of you alone in this room are worth at least 20 good fighters.
That's kind of disrespectful.
You're 10 of them.
Yeah, you're 10.
We're each 2, you're 10.
We're at least 30.
Would you like to leave tonight then?
So it's my decision, I would say so, yes.
I'm leaving the decision to you. We'll leave tonight.
Let's do it.
I'll inform Seafram and Gimdall, and we'll rally everyone together. Give me 5
Okay.
hours or so.
5 hours.
I can't long rest.
What time is it right now?
Time for you to get a walk.
There's no watches.
It's like
What are you
11
talking
a.m.
about? Oh, it's 5 a.m.
11 a.m.
Oh, I was gonna say 5 a.m. would be
Yeah, I was
crazy
gonna say
to
we,
show up.
we met up in the morning. I can't imagine
Yeah.
it took me like a couple hours.
Bro, we wake up at 2 a.m. around here, okay? 5 a.m.
Maybe I'll nap in
That's nuts.
in the boat. So
I mean,
that
I
by
wake
the,
up at like
by the time
4,
everybody
but-
boards, I'll finish my long rest.
Oh yeah, because you can only.
Long
4
rest
hours
at some
sleep.
point.
Yeah, that's
Running the camp.
that's
No,
What's that
I,
like?
I need
Before we get there.
I need like a full night's sleep, but like
yeah, it's okay.
I can take 4.
I'm okay.
be optimal
I'll
for
just,
4 sometime, you know.
just
Yeah. Say lovely.
Probably some final preparations to make in this case as well. Thank you. Thank you, Carl.
This guy, the invisible one, he only needs 4 hours of sleep
Invisible man.
him? He doesn't exist. I didn't see him.
I don't see him either.
because he's busy sleeping right now.
Jerry, you like being an elf, dude? Alright, that's kind of rude.
Not even hearing crickets. Let's see.
I'll make my way out.
Yep.
Fall behind.
Sharpen his axe before leaving. And probably make however many runes I can make before heading out.
Do some stuff too.
You could probably do. If you only got like 5 hours, probably 1. Depending on how many crafting points you can get, but.
Said I got new cows.
Ooh.
I'm gonna
Um,
kill all this.
Where'd they
guy.
come
did.
from? Where'd they come from?
What is your count right
The
now?
nomads. We bought them.
You did the,
There were some from
did
the
the
nomads that.
negotiations for it, dude.
Yeah, we bought
That's
two.
right. Okay.
And then you went and
Yeah.
said, Jarl, we need milk.
Because I
Or did
believe-
we?
Fucker, give me the
Did we
money.
end up just
You already-
finding one?
You sound
I believe you already wrote it down for what it should be at.
Yeah, I'm double checking.
That's what I,
But we bought one that's like on the way out.
Do you want some of these?
No, I bought.
We could be
we
going
bought
to die. Do you want
one
some of these
cow
runic crystals to like add
that
to
was
the runes? Would
pretty
they
young
help?
because the other one was older, and I
Right.
was like, yeah, it's not really worth it.
I don't know
It's
if they would make your runes better or not.
So
I'm
it's
not
just for
sure
one
how
cow?
that work.
I think it's just like a currency to make runes. If
Oh.
you need rune crystals.
Could you make better ones if you had more, or you kind of
You
just?
can make more.
I can make whatever what I can make.
For
Like-
story and like
Like
time's
the
sake,
stone giants.
would it be
actually-
worth it to try to talk to Dias again?
you can try to.
I want to see if he's made any progress at all and how far it's like going now that he knows somebody's out there, you know?
Okay.
Like are the stone giants just better than you at making
Whatever you
runes,
can.
or are they just
Mm-hmm. They're just cashed out.
They've just been doing it for longer.
I got dripped out, dude. I got rune chains. I got,
Yeah.
they got rune
How do you
grills.
compete with that,
Yeah.
dude? How do you
Rune
compete with that?
scimitars.
They got rune grills, dude.
It's the-
They got like runes of fire on their teeth, so when they bite into the food, it just cooks.
Dude,
They
that's
don't
cool.
actually have to cook
The
their
rune roll.
How are they seasoning it
Yeah, the rune roll.
They push the button.
Try to do
It's
a
5:52 p.m.
Whatever you can.
Yeah.
Whatever time they want it to be.
I'll probably do a greater rune of binding on my sword.
Okay. Do your first initial like D100. It's gotta be like a 0 to 90 in
Also,
order to be successful in the crafting.
Don't hit a 91 right here,
I'll
dude.
just leave that up for mastered. Okay.
Oh, okay. You may craft the rune of binding.
Great there.
Greater ones.
Yeah. Costs 4. 4 crafting points.
Alright. So we'll do a strength. So D20 plus your strength plus your proficiency.
Would this be like a skill check?
Mm-hmm.
So if I use a tactical mind on it?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm on. Holy shit. That's a 34.
34.
Let's go. How many points is that?
About the same as I rolled, like a 20, probably.
Yeah. Maybe we need to check.
You actually can make 2 runes today. Imagine that.
Yeah.
Do you have the page that has the number on it?
I printed it out.
I think 20 is 5, if I remember correctly. But
That might have been that 20. I don't know.
yeah, it could be nat 20 is 5. Is it in resources or patch notes? Blacksmithing? Is it in blacksmithing?
Yes, that's what it's called.
It's in the resources tab on Discord. It's just taking a bit to load for me. Oh, it's because I'm not connected to the Wi-Fi.
Blacksmithing. Oh, it's all darkened.
You can highlight it, like drag your mouse over it. Up through
Alright,
it.
so yeah, we're gonna do more than that though, because that's kind of wild to get 34. I should add another tier to this. I will give you
Yeah, 2.
definitely enough to complete that rune then.
Nice. That's what
Sweet. Alright, Lyra, that's for you. If there's any other preparation anybody's doing, try to think of what that would be.
Yep.
And then prepare for it. Lyra, as for you, you know that you are going to be going and fighting. Trying to think here. Your siblings and. Give me 1 second. I want to double check some ages here. Yeah, they're gonna. Okay, so back toward kind of the camp there. Before you head in to the tent, you can see Kaimane kind of on the outside, walking around. You can kind of see you walking over toward Dias's tent. You kind of go over toward yours and kind of grab your bag out from the side, maybe like your bedroll, attach it to the side, kind of start tying it down, getting it ready. So you can kind of tell that you're kind of getting ready to leave in a way. You just hear him behind you. So I take it you're going to fight then?
Seems that way.
Yeah, I figured as much. I'll stay here with Tyranny and Tyranny and Dias. I think Arkin and Dexon were planning on going with you, so.
Oh, alright. Well, that should go well.
Yeah. Well, you know they'll at least look out for each other the whole time.
Of course. Thank you.
Be careful. I'll be here when you get back.
Better be.
He just like kind of leans back in the little wooden stump kind of stool that he's sitting in, and then you make your way over toward the tent that Dias is in. This would be the next day, so you can, for free, expend your Psychic Whispers thing. Go ahead and roll your die.
5 whole hours.
5 whole hours. Okay.
Probably not gonna be there for 5 hours, but we'll see.
Well, you got 5 hours of time.
I know. Get into your guys' heads, I guess.
Practice.
Yeah.
Same. You feel the connection. You're able to speak.
Okay. Dias, are you there?
Yeah. Lyra, is that you again?
It is. I've come to just let you know. I first of all, I want to see how you're doing since we last spoke. It's only been, I'd say, less than 24 hours or so that I last talked to you. I want to see how you're doing, or if anything's changed at all.
It's been that long since we've talked.
Mm-hmm. How long has it felt for you?
Seconds, maybe.
Wow.
Not that I would be part relate to this, but does he seem calmer since they last? Like, has the, like, he was like panicking by the end of it. Has it gone back to kind of
Does
like
seem
a?
calm.
Yeah, so yes, and it's mostly because of that like echoing inside, like like the sound rolling around and like all the stress, everything building up, and the initial talking of it. You don't understand at all for him how things are perceived, or even if his perception of anything. Like his perception of time is definitely wonky. He can't feel, see, touch anything. So he's really just like kind of hearing you right now, and that's all he's really clinging to. You can definitely still hear the worry in his voice, but he's not quite so like super panicked that
Okay.
you're like, you know. He's definitely still stressed and worked up, but not nearly as much as he was previous.
That's good. Okay. Well, I suppose if time only passed in seconds for you, I should be back in a few more. But for now, I have to go help everybody fight who took our, place, I guess. It's just obviously frustrated. Doesn't know what's going on either. Still hears the echo. Probably still hears it. Yeah, okay. I still don't know really what I'm doing, but I'm gonna keep trying so I can help you get out of this state or get out of wherever you are. But I don't know. If it only takes a few seconds for you, then I guess that's a good sign.
I guess.
Could be worse. It's not very good right now, but it could be worse. Is there anything, I don't know, I guess time's weird for you. Is there anything that's changed? Anything that's come to mind? Anything you remember? Nothing?
No,
Still all black?
trying, but I feel like the more we talk, the more things piece together, but it's all still blurry and empty.
Well, that's good to know. I'll start coming around more so I can talk to you. And then maybe we can figure this out, or maybe when I come back next I'll have more things figured out so we can help you out. But, I don't know, I guess I don't know what else to say.
Just please help me.
I will. That's my main mission right now. Quest. Not mission. I don't know. Okay. I guess I'll let you get back to it, and then I'll, hopefully I'll see you soon or talk to you soon.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Alright, you take care. And then I just like awkwardly leave, and I'm just even more, I mean, I'm glad that he's obviously calmer, but
Mm-hmm.
just still frustrated because I don't know where to go with this.
Yep. All right. Anything anybody else is doing prior to departing?
Yes.
Okay.
I think a lot of the times when Steiner feels like he really doesn't know what to do, he goes and talks to his sister. She doesn't always give him helpful advice right away, but eventually it always helps him out. So I think he's gonna go first. He's gonna go talk to her.
Is your sister a seer by chance? Sounds pretty good at it.
In training, maybe. I don't know. She seems
When
like
Seer Coat passes away.
Bulldogs.
Alright, you find yourself getting ready to exit your house. You have your bag, you have your things, like you're kind of ready to go. And you can see standing outside your mother, father, and sister, basically outside your door, like coming to your house, anticipating that you're going to be leaving also, just because of how involved you've been with all of the events that have kind of taken place over the last couple of bit of time, at least all the major stuff. But anyhow, them there, your mother very quickly like comes up and kind of gives you like a tight hug. You can feel the kind of like quiver in her demeanor as she kind of like whimpers in a way, kind of like a slight low cry as she hurries back to her house. Your dad just kind of puts his hand out directly in front of him as you kind of lock forearms in a way, brings you in tight.
Yeah.
Walks over to the side, and you can see Svala standing there. The two of them make their way into the house.
Sorry we haven't talked as much lately.
Yeah.
You have any wise words of wisdom? Anything that'll help us?
Wish I did, really, but it's good to see you figuring out who you are, in a way.
I think that'll help me.
I think so.
What are you gonna do while we're gone?
Not sure. Not really allowed to walk through the forest right now. Father won't allow it. But there's enough new people around here for me to just watch and figure things out.
Alright, well. I will see you when I get back, eh? I'm gonna give her a hug.
You feel her just very gently, like her arms come up underneath and she gives like a slight tap. Her hair just in the large, poofy, wavy mess that it is, you find yourself kind of buried in it. You can smell the very familiar smell of like, it's kind of like a sweet berry, but also there's like dirt. It's just kind of like mixed. She kind of lets go. You find your way walking around her to head toward the docks. As you are walking toward the docks, and Blira, this is in the same moment that you are exiting your tent. Kane, you're at the forge, kind of taking your blade up from the forge that you have it there, looking at it. Your bag kind of next to you. Brodier, you are walking. You have your large kind of bag on your back, exiting the farm. Voktash, is there anything that you were doing?
Just, what's her name?
Kiva?
Kiva, yeah. And Jarl, they're around.
Okay.
Just make sure I let them know how thankful I am for the things they've been doing while I keep leaving. And essentially just, it's really appreciated.
Yeah. Kiva's the only person you really see. Jarl is not around right now. You can kind of see him in the distance, but he looks busy out near the farm. He was like, "Yeah, we don't mind much. Ralph likes being here. Gives him a job to do."
Yeah, I'll look at him. I'll pat him on the head.
He's kind of like nuzzles into your hand as you do.
Don't know what I'd do without you guys, especially this one. Just pat him on the side.
Yeah, he's just kind of like sitting there. And then you see a couple of the sheep, like, and he just like snaps his head over and runs by.
That's it.
Yeah. Yep. And then you, as you're standing there, all of you in your respective spots hear the long kind of like from the dock. And then you start to walk over in that direction. You can see all of you at one point come from different directions of the village, but end up meeting basically in this fork where the dock goes out to the village to kind of break off. Once you guys are all kind of standing there looking out, you can see standing over by the boats now as you are walking up, you see Ragnvald standing there. You can see Seafrom as well as Gimdall, all of them in some sort of different garb than you're used to seeing them in. Seafrom himself is dressed in like deep black clothing, has like a shawl that comes over the front of it that kind of wraps around. He has several smaller blades kind of on his waist, a couple of short swords as well. You can see Gimdall with his blades. There is also kind of over to the side, you can see Lauf, who is the uncle to Sigrid and Kane, kind of standing over to the side, elven individual that he is. Olga as well, you can see her standing over to the back in the same garb that you remember seeing when you guys had gone to the desert, but everybody seems to be in their attire ready for battle in this moment. Nobody seems to be like getting ready to put their armor or whatever on. They seem to be ready for whatever may come. People are looking at their blades, checking into their bags, putting their bags onto the boats, as well as a couple of items and things as on the boats. Nobody seems to have wagons, horses, anything. Everybody seems to just be kind of roughing it, hiking with a solid backpack on with supplies and whatever else they may need. Some people, you can see that there are piled into the boats what look like large kind of bundles, probably 6.5 or so feet in length, that are kind of like folded in half, that appear to be like tents essentially, and there's maybe 30 or so of those, so those are kind of piled in pretty good. Jarl walks over and kind of starts looking at all of the things and how packed the boats are getting very, very quickly. Agrin, help remove half of these. We won't need all these tents, so people will have to sleep outside. And he starts kind of walking over. Yes, Jarl, no problem. Starts walking over and unloading some of that. Axe is over here, you can see as well. Tawatuk, some of you have met. And then walking with you toward the docks, Arkin and Dexon kind of behind you. Basically dressed very similarly to you. They both have just short swords that they carry with them. Capable enough fighters, the two of them.
Tawatuk,
Definitely.
the archer guy.
No, that's Malik.
Oh, okay.
Malik is not coming.
Okay.
But you definitely still have a little bit of like that. You have a really strong maternal instinct with all your siblings, just because of them not having her very young. So you are a little nervous that they're going, but you know that they're like in their early 20s, so they are more than capable of making their own choice to do so. So not even fighting it or telling them no, you're not coming. Like, you're just worried for them more or less, but they are with you, and you guys start moving toward the docks. Things are getting unloaded and moved from the boats and kind of set in good position. As you're walking up, Kane, you can see Thorsten. Standing in front of him is Frey. She's kind of like at his leg, like kind of holding it. You can see him in full plate armor that has runes like on the chest, like down the legs. The armor itself is pretty well made. You know it to be his armor. He usually just has it like in his house, like in the corner. You know that he has fought in a couple of other kind of battles before. He's told you some stories. He's got some scars. Light shop.
As always.
Good. He kind of reaches, puts a hand up on your shoulder.
Same.
Good to see what you're actually capable of out there. Don't worry, I've heard good and bad. He kind of gives a smack on your chest and moves over toward the boat.
You should be talking again, Golden.
Alright.
Freya just
Yeah, she's like holding his leg, kind of, and then he kind of like reaches down, kind of pats her on the head and unpeels her from him and sits over, and then she kind of looks over.
kneel down.
Yeah.
Like
She
give
does
her a
the same
hug.
to you, like
give her a
grabs
hug.
you like really tight.
We'll be back soon, Freya.
You're being weird.
Don't worry.
Damn.
I gotta
Stop
go
being weird.
deal with these bad guys.
Put your eyebrows down.
We can live in peace and have fun again.
Okay. Okay.
About to get punched in the nuts for 15 points again.
Watch over the forge and everything, okay? You know how to run it, right?
Yeah. A little bit, at least. Yeah. Somebody needs something sharpened. Or,
Yep.
Or whatever you want. My fate's
Okay.
already
Do it.
decided.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Have whatever you need over there.
Thorsten's kind of like, I regret that when you get back. She's just kind of like prancing off toward it. Alright, you guys all around here, getting into respective boats. You guys have the kind of large one that you sailed at sea on that you could take, but there's also enough to where you could fit like 3 of you each into smaller rowboats. It's just up to you guys, doesn't matter either way. Or if to you it does in some way. If you want it for some sort of advantage or something later, or whatever it may be, but it is up to you guys how you wish to depart from here.
Just climb into the boats.
flying.
Everybody's into
Got
the
the fly swatter?
boats.
He said we could choose how we departed. I
He
just
did
thought I'd
say-
throw
he
it out
did say
there.
that.
Ragnvald Ragnvald is standing on the dock, kind of above everybody that's kind of piled out. A few boats kind of start to drift out, still kind of tied off to the actual dock itself. So let me just take this back a little bit. Ragnvald is standing at the basically the point from which like where the boats, like the fronts of the boats are near the dock. So you have to like kind of walk past him in order to get into the boats. You can see each individual. So you guys were all initially just standing like to the far side of the dock, and you can see as people have loaded stuff into the boats, they all leave from that and begin to walk back onto the beach and everything, and essentially line up at the dock, going toward Ragnvald, and he kind of gets into a spot in order to do so. Him standing there, you can see people one by one start walking up toward him. Each person that walks up just takes a hand out, and he kind of embraces their hand, kind of holds at their shoulder, whatever it may be. Some people just kind of like take their hand and like just like give like a solid bow to him. More or less, everybody is just showing their loyalty in a way, that they are going to fight under him. You can see as Gimdall walks up, he has on his like upper right arm this just kind of like silver band that goes around. It's a pretty thick band as well. It seems to be like bent around his arm to kind of shape a little bit. Gimdall touches at the band on his arm and then puts his hand over towards Ragnvald's chest. You watch Seafram do the same thing. Kind of touches the band and then puts his hand over to Ragnvald's chest, who, when the hand gets there, he just kind of gives it like a good smack, and then they continue walking around. One by one, people begin doing this before each of you start walking up to him to do as you wish, whatever that may be. Brodier, you walk up, and you can see, like, you're standing basically right in front of him at this point. Looking down, I'll say, but still...
Sorry, it's fucking scratching my throat. Random.
What did you say?
Coughed.
Right.
He sees you hesitating and just puts his hand forward.
I'll shake his hand.
You take him kind of interlock. He grabs like at your elbow, gives like a good squeeze, and then just kind of gestures you along. At that point, Voktash, you behind Brodier, kind of walk up to the Jarl, who's standing there, takes his hand out towards you, gives a squeeze, walk past.
Yeah. Kind of give like a light head nod bow-esque thing.
You can see Sigrid kind of gets up, just puts his hand like at his chest and does like a deep bow. Sigrid kind of walks around him. At that point, Steiner, you walk up.
I'm gonna like look him in the eye like I'm sizing him up, and then I'm gonna start by
Big bang!
I'm gonna punch him in the face.
And then Lyra, you walk up to the Jarl.
I'm not gonna size him up like that. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
shake his hand and
Yeah.
nod
He
at
puts
him.
his hand out towards you, kind of embraces it.
what
And you walk past. Vexen and Arkin both do the same. They both just stand kind of side by side and then do like a really deep bow and then walk around. At which point, Kane, you walk up.
I extend my hand.
He does the same. Reaches out. He kind of reaches up and grabs at your shoulder.
Just give a nod.
It's moments like these that will make a warrior, Kane. This is your time. He kind of gestures you around. At that point, a few more people do. You guys start getting into boats, and you can see Ragnvald on the dock, everybody inside of the boats now at this point.
What's the boat situation like? Where are we?
If you guys want to take the big longboat that you have, all 6 of you would be in it, or you'll have to take 2 3-person rowboats.
Are we longboating it?
Sure.
I want to get into all their heads. I need practice.
What?
Okay.
That's fair.
Don't
I
come
asked
here.
them all. I asked them all.
I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. I don't
What's the
care.
potato, meat, and carrot situation? Because I totally forgot.
Is that in our head or out loud?
Yeah, everybody.
I'm already thinking about food.
Just out of the blue, we do have I think a good supply of potatoes and carrots. I don't know about the meat situation. You'd have to ask Sigrid.
I say thank the gods. At least we have the carrot and potatoes.
Seasoning is a whole other thing.
We don't need that where we're going.
That's scary.
You can pick a number of people up to your proficiency bonus.
Okay.
3.
Oh, it is. Okay.
And Dias was one of them.
Okay, so 2. So Steiner and I guess Roger.
Oh, well, no, you can do it again.
Oh.
You just have to expend a die.
Oh,
So you can do 3.
So you could.
okay.
And then you roll your die again to see how long it
Okay.
lasts.
Okay.
Jerry's gotta come back.
Dash 2.
This is.
It's
the
8
level
hours
we're at.
now.
8 hours. Okay, so
Do you-
pick
Damn.
3 people to have the connection to.
Okay, Steiner, Volktash, and Rogier.
Do you let us know that
Sorry,
you're
thank
trying to practice, or are you just like doing it?
Well, I just did that, and then if you have any questions, I'll explain.
So I have that mind link thing. How would I interpret the difference between that and what she's doing?
Explain the mind link thing to me really quick. Is it the same rules basically?
Kind of.
She just gets up in your head, dude. You link, dude. Come on.
You can,
Obviously.
you can speak telepathically to any creature you can see, provided the creature is within a number of feet of you equal to 10 times your level. You don't need to share language with the creature for it to understand your telepathic utterances, but the creature must be able to understand at least one language. When you're using this trait to speak telepathically to a creature, you can use your action to give that creature the ability to speak telepathically with you for 1 hour or until you end this effect as an action. To use this ability, the creature must be able to see you, be within target trait's range. You can give the ability to only one creature at a time. Giving it to a creature takes it away from another creature who has it.
Okay, that's almost cooler.
Okay, so it's just like a lesser version of it essentially. So it's the same thing.
Except I can use it whenever I want, but for only up to
And
1 hour.
everybody understands.
Right. Yeah. Yours. So for her,
Even
as I said before, like telepathically, when you like communicate, you're not hearing your head, like your voice in your head, like as you do when you're speaking. Like
Mhm.
you're projecting your thought into somebody else's mind. I'd say where yours is pretty much the same, but for hers it's more like a thought. Like you just have to kind of like really, it's like the back of your mind, just like kind of think about it.
Okay.
Yours is a little bit more forced. Like you have to kind of like really like like think as you're doing it. So hers is a little bit more easy as the connection's established. Yours is more of like an I don't want to say an action, but like it's more
Active.
yeah, it's an active
Conscious
process
effort.
of doing it because it's. I'd say yours is linked to your abilities that you have through your lineage or whatever it
Yeah.
may be, which is some sort of probably connection to that middle point to where you're tapping into that in a way. So her abilities as well kind of all mix in some way or another or tethered to everything, so it's not too far off of you being able to do something similar, right? It's
Okay.
just hers is a lot stronger of a form because she can do it for 8 hours, she can do it with multiple people, whatever it may be. I think it's literally all the same rules. The only thing that's different is the times on them.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the language barrier.
Yeah,
No,
that's pretty
hers
cool.
Oh,
says
really?
the same.
Oh,
should,
do I really?
You should be able to. Yeah, as
I'll
long as they.
accept it.
Yeah.
Do I have my book?
Cop animals too.
I just want
Let's find out.
That's all.
Oh, you go. It's a race.
Psychic whispers.
Sure, it's.
I was just curious mostly if I like heard it and was like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't.
You're familiar.
I don't know. Psychic whispers doesn't say anything about languages at all. So
You're making shit up, dude.
Pretty sure there was a spot that said, unless the.
Gee.
well, it doesn't say anything about a creature even needing to understand you, though.
Oh.
It just
It's up for interpretation.
It does usually specify.
yeah, and
Except for
it doesn't
interpretation.
seem like it does unless I'm just missing
Weird.
the one sentence that says it.
Alright. Anyhow, you guys all in the larger longboat. People
imagine it
gathered
works the
around
same,
the dock itself. At this point, Ragnvold kind of like looking out to everybody. See everybody kind of looking up. Vikings. That is what everyone here is. You are not a Rockbeard or a Green Fang or a Bone Cloak or just a nomad or just a person. You are Viking. That's what we fight for. That's what we're going to fight for. I want to personally thank each of you right now for
sacrifice you're willing to make for something bigger than yourself.
You all forgot to change the alarm.
Who's
Starts
calling
taking
you out?
medicine.
I'll take my blood pressure medication.
Your barbarian rage. You should probably be taking that too.
Oh shit, mine too.
Yeah. I didn't realize it was that time.
We will cross the river and make camp. We will let you know of the plan as it goes along. We will put faith and trust in us, and we will keep you informed, and we will fight by your side. Kane and Gimdall will be leading the front as far as the charge and attack goes. Any orders you get from them will be no different than getting an order from me. Kane's boat will lead the way. Follow them. Seafram, with them. He kind of gestures. Seafram gets out of the boat he's in and jumps over to your guys' boat. At that point, you guys, one by one, you guys going first, push off into the middle of the river. You can see where you guys are this time of year. There is little bits of ice that start to form on the sides of the river itself. The current going through it is so strong that ice isn't forming on the top really, but you do see where you're getting a little bit of like wash from the side, where like maybe it gets up into a shallower bay and then splashes a little bit, where there are these little bits of ice crystals over on the edges and kind of draped over the sides. But nonetheless, you guys continue. You push out first down the river, and then you watch one by one as one boat after the other starts to kind of form like a V formation behind you, one after the other kind of stacking, and then the ones in the back start to get a little bit closer to where you're essentially in like a diamond shape moving through, and then in the middle you can see Ragnvald, the boat that he's on, makes its way into the center of the kind of diamond shape that you guys have as you start to lead yourselves down the river, kind of going south to find a good spot to break off and camp.
You know we're
before
missing,
going
dude.
forward.
We need a drum guy. Just
Drum.
just drum
I
guy.
can do
just-
drums.
Brandon!
If anybody's got a drum, I can
Oh,
play it.
drum. I thought you said drunk.
The drunk guy.
And with that, we'll pick it up next time.
I can be the drunk guy.
Let's keep playing.
I'll drive next time if you do it. That'd be so funny to see.
Don't even get drunk during the session. Just get wasted.
Just come in.
Beforehand. Yeah.